Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Mayhem!
Exuberance.
What's up everybody? My name is Jeff from Super Geeked Up. Thank you very much for joining us. This is the show where we play different role-playing games each week, and we have you guys participate, of course, and chat away. So every other week we play Dungeons & Dragons, so we did that last week, and then we'll do that next week as well. And this week, though, we're doing something totally new. This is a game we've never played before. It is a steampunk type RPG called Lady Blackbird. And I'm actually going to be GMing this one, so that'll be for the first time. You usually see me as a player, but I'll be GMing, and the rest of these folks, I'll be the players in this game. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it briefly here, and then they'll introduce the characters they're playing, and then we'll kick it off. If you're all watching live, though, first off, thank you very much. Of course, you can chat away on the YouTube chat, and we'll share some of your comments, or you can tweet us at Super Geeked Up. All right, so this is called Lady Blackbird. So it's a steampunk type RPG. So basically, there are all these different worlds, and airships travel between them, but there's breathable gas like between all these worlds, right? So there's all these airships traveling between them. And there's basically there's an Imperial worlds. You can kind of think of those as the bad guys, I suppose, of this story, or as like the Imperials in Star Wars in a way. I guess it's kind of how they are here. And they have very, very large Death Star-esque ships. I guess they don't look like the Death Star, but they're very huge. They're very large. Yeah, so I mean that's kind of the gist. Again, for me, it's very much steampunk and that kind of vibe to it and dress of the characters and stuff. And so let's do this. Let's introduce the characters we'll be playing, and then I'll give you a little intro to the story, a little bit more about what's going to happen here. And of course, we want to see you guys chatting away there. All right, so let's go. All right, well, so there's 5 characters. These are all pre-generated characters that this game provided. So unlike other games you see, we have not created our own. We were playing characters that they've set in this story. All right. So the character that it's actually named after, which is Lady Blackbird. So nobody's playing that because we only have 3 people here as players. So I'm going to. Thank you, Nate. There she is. So that's the picture I chose to represent her. These are just pictures I found online, folks, not like official representations of the characters. So anyway, she's an Imperial noble from the world of Elysium, which is the home world of the Imperial in this game. And she is engaged. She has this arranged marriage to this guy named Count Carlo, but she doesn't want to marry that dude. So she is escaping for that. She's in an airship trying to escape the Imperials and to meet her secret lover, the Pirate King, Uriah Flint, in a very secret area called the Remnants, which is almost impossible to get to. All right, so that's her. Oh, she's also a master sorcerer. So she's good with the magic. She's of the Stormblood line, which means her magic has to do with controlling the air elementals like wind and lightning and that kind of stuff. All right, that's it for her. Let's go over to her bodyguard, her trusty bodyguard, Naomi Bishop, who is going to be played by Somnus.
Yep, Naomi is her bodyguard and has had a bit of a rough past. For a time, she was basically a slave and a pit fighter in the Empire, and has since been freed, circumstances unknown on that one. But she is now working to protect Lady Blackbird. So everybody can stay out of her way because she'll have to shove them out of the way otherwise.
That's right. She is. So in the chat, we already have some people watching. Victor Snyder says hello. He says the poor woman lost all her clothes.
Yeah, you got to see the other guy.
Right. And then Lister Mate says, "Wow, who is the curvy poison ivy in the upper right-hand corner?" Well, that's Naomi.
Yeah.
We have somebody named Fawshot watching, I think, for the first time. Hey, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And Lister's Mate also says, in German, Lady Blackbird would be roughly be Dame Amsel. Well, thank you for the German. If you want to translate in other languages, feel free as well, and let us know what it would mean. All right, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it, for chatting away there. All right, so that's Lady Blackbird and her bodyguard, Naomi. Now we have the captain of the ship called the Owl, and Trip is playing him. Who's that captain?
So I'll be playing the role of Captain Cyrus Vance, and at least from what I've read so far, it really sort of feels like he's the or Indiana Jones type. He's definitely a former soldier, a former Imperial soldier, and I've now turned to be a soldier of fortune and a smuggler. And as Jeff mentioned, I have retrofitted a cargo ship called the Owl. This is a picture of it. And now it's super maneuverable and goes very fast. But and it does have guns, but against like a main force. But kind of the idea is get in and out of situations as quickly as possible. Definitely, Cyrus is very trained in being a warrior, and is especially good with guns, and has all kinds of gun shooting skills and sword skills too. Now, one of the main things, though, that is a secret that may or may not get revealed at some point is that Cyrus Vance actually has a huge crush on Bird. And even though he's being paid to take her to her future husband, who's sort of a pirate king, I know that Cyrus Vance would love a chance to find love with Lady Blackbird. So we'll see if that happens.
All right,
so
folks,
we'll see. Just wait for that love scene between me and Jeff. You know you're waiting for it.
Oh yeah, wait. We'll have to do some special roles for that one.
Oh, definitely. All sixes.
Don't worry, guys. I will be Dot Matrix from Spaceballs.
Go ahead.
I'll save you all.
Excellent.
I think our normal viewers have been just eager for a sex scene between me and you, Trip. That's what they wait for.
Oh yeah. So folks, tonight might be the night, or it could be a cliffhanger.
Oh,
so maybe
right.
it'll be 2 weeks from now.
Maybe it will be.
You never know.
It'll be like Cyrus enters her chambers. Dun, dun, dun. Well,
where's Joan Rivers when you need her?
I love it.
In the chat before. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, in the chat before we continue, we got again some new viewers. Madrak is one of our regular viewers. Is here. Thank you, sir, for watching. The Pancake King is in the chat. He says, "Hey, that's a great name, Pancake King. I love Pancake."
It is. Not gonna lie.
All right.
And we have a false shot. Is actually an awesome guy named Kyle from the Retro Reload podcast. I was a guest on that a couple weeks ago, and he said he wanted to check it out, our show out. So thank you, Kyle, for being here. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see.
So maybe the Pancake King can send us some virtual maple syrup for that big sex scene. Just kidding. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, the Crodius is saying, the Crodius that comments to all that says, "My eyes runs." All right.
Better blink faster. I get some maple syrup in them. This is really interesting, but I don't know if I should reveal this or not. But it seems like a lot of the characters have like these interesting special abilities. Mm-hmm. And it looks like one of my special abilities is once per session, I actually have the ability to teleport myself or somebody else.
You do? That's really awesome.
Yeah. And
you can teleport yourself into Lady Blackbird's bed.
Yes. That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking of far more terrible and practical uses for that.
Leap off the balcony with someone you really want dead and then teleport yourself back?
Well, you don't have to leap. You just touch them and send them over the edge.
Well, folks, we'll get into more as we play the game, you know, the more of those special abilities will come into play. I'm sure.
All right, I'll stop there. I've spoken enough.
Yeah. No, that's good though. That's good to tell people. All right, folks. So let's see. Let's go over to Nate, who's playing the awesome Goblin Snargle.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Yes, this is Snargle, and don't let looks fool you. He's not like every other goblin. He actually cares about people, believe it or not. He's very conscientious about things and has a pretty big heart. On top of this, I assume, had, let's say, not the most wealthy childhood growing up, because he's very sneaky, sly, and also good at getting his own words in edgewise. He loves banter, and he's also, for whatever reason, a thrill seeker, which makes him a daring daredevil. And, you know, going to go ahead and make that very redundant, because he probably will do crazy stunts with the owl, as his character sheet alludes to. Other than that,
we're going to need that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Doing plenty of barrel rolls. Thank you, Star 64. Well, let's see. Other than that, he's got a few odd quirks and traits about him, which, of course, I won't reveal just yet, because it'll be a surprise to most once they finally happen, although this will come with time, because I do believe it is unlocked with experience.
All right. And I think, if you didn't mention it, he is the pilot of the owl, so yes.
Oh, yes.
In the chat, the Crodia says, Snargle has a pretty big heart, which he cut out of a giant and keeps in his bag.
Yes.
I mean, hey, it is a cargo ship, so.
The last character who I will also be treating as an NPC is Kale Arkham. He is the first mate on the owl. He is also the mechanic, so he will be fixing, in this ship, it's kind of like the Millennium Falcon, I think, where it often breaks down is the idea of the ship. So I'm sure he'll have plenty to do fixing it. And he's also a burglar, so he likes stealing things. And he's a petty sorcerer, so he can do kind of like simple type magic. Not on the level of Lady Blackbird, who's a master sorcerer, but he can do something like, you know, lighter style magic. All right. Great. So there's all our characters. We'll go back now to show you all of them. Thank you, Nate. Again, folks, we're using a site called Roll20. It's a cool site where you can play a lot of different RPGs, and so you'll see the different. We're just going to leave that shot there on the screen. You can see all the different characters, and on the right side of your screen, you're going to see all the different roles we are doing, which you see a bunch of there in there already. This game uses strictly a D6 system of dice, so they're rolling 6-sided die, and the Roll20 is doing it for us. And basically, in this game, a 4, 5, or 6 is considered a hit, and a 1, 2, or 3 is considered a miss. So we've got it set up where you see successes. That's basically telling you how many, 4 or higher we've gotten on the die as people roll there. All right, and cool. So, all right, that's, I think, kind of the gist of what everybody needs to know for now. We'll kind of talk more about it as we get to play here. So in the chat, Victor says Snargle and Lady Blackbird make a cute couple.
Wow.
Watch out, Cyrus.
That is not the ship I was expecting.
No. And then Lister's mate in the chat says Nick's character looks like the Hobgoblin's half-brother. From Spider-Man, I guess. I think is what he's talking about, the Hobgoblin.
Oh, I thought he was just calling him short.
All right, cool. So now we're going to kick things off, folks. So what I'm going to do is this site, which, by the way, here, I will actually paste into the chat if you want to check it out, because it's actually it's a free download of their rules. There it is at 17design/Lady Blackbird. So if you want to go check it out on your own, you can go download it. And thank you to them for providing this for free. That's really cool. All right. So I'm going to read, they have a little short description to kick off the story here on their site. I'm going to read that to you folks, and then we're going to take it away. One thing that's, if you're watching, maybe a little different than other games we've been playing on here, particularly D&D. This is a little different on the GM things. So the GM doesn't really create a pre-planned story here. The GM is actually encouraged to ask players a lot of questions and have them be a big part of shaping the story and providing things. So you will see me doing that. some points. Other times I may just throw some stuff in my own as well. But we'll see how this works. And all right, everybody ready?
Yep. I believe so.
All right, cool. All right, Lady Blackbird.
Sure.
Sorry, I almost said Blackbeard, by the way. Lady Blackbird is on the run from an arranged marriage to Count Carlo. She hired a smuggler sky ship, the Owl, to take her from her palace on the Imperial world of Elysium to the far reaches of the Remnants so she could be with her once secret lover, the pirate king Uriah Flint. However, just before reaching the halfway point of Haven, the Owl was pursued and captured by the Imperial cruiser Hand of Sorrow under charges of flying a false flag. Even now, Lady Blackbird, her bodyguard, and the crew of the Owl are detained in the brig, while the commander of the cruiser, Captain Hollis, runs the smuggler ship's registry over the wireless. It's only a matter of time before they discover the outstanding warrants and learn that the Owl is owned by none other than the infamous outcast Cyrus Vance. All right, that's how the story begins. All right, so you guys are in a brig, and oh, by the way, let me give to folks about the ship. This ship, the Hand of Sorrow, is over 500 meters long, so it's over 5 football fields in length. It's a very large ship. In contrast, the Owl is about 50 meters long, so it's about a tenth of the size of the Hand of Sorrow. Okay, give a visual to the folks watching there. Okay, so you're in a brig, which has steel walls. There's a very sturdy-looking, heavy iron lock on the door. The Imperial Marines, by the way, are like the naval forces in the Imperial world. Okay,
sure.
So a Marine had locked you guys in. You're all in one cell. It's about 10 by 10 feet. And he locked you in there. He had then gone outside the door that led to the brig area, and he closed it. And there are bars like on the top of the door, so you can see through the doors out, for where he went out. But right now, you guys are in the brig area by yourselves.
All right.
So what do you want to do?
Immediately Snargle tries to locate any sort of possible loose weakness within any of the bars, just because this is typically his nature. He does not like being confined into a small space at any point.
Oh, but he's so small.
Snargle, right. And you can actually squeeze through things, Snargle.
Well, depends.
See if there's any way that you can get through.
Curiously, he's wondering, let's see, the bars, they're probably fairly thick, but how big is the gap in between them?
So what do you guys think? What are in cells, how far are bars usually apart, would you say?
I would think they'd probably be about 4 inches apart, maybe 3 inches, 3 to 4 inches apart.
That sounds right to me. A few inches apart, right? They're usually pretty close together. So Nate, what did you tell people about your special ability he's referencing there?
Well, you see, goblins come with an innate trait that allows them to basically shape change, and but it's very limited. They can make themselves change the color of their skin, and also grow much fatter or thinner, depending on which way they want to go with that. I think height can also be affected, but not to a very large degree.
Yes. By the way, in the chat, Matrix says loop them up and squeeze them through.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
So what do you think, Nate? My interpretation of that is you're not going to be able to make yourself into Play-Doh and go through the bars, really. But
absolutely not.
Okay.
So.
I was hoping you could actually make yourself into a pancake. And just kind of,
the pancake thing would like that in the
chat. Right.
Yeah, I think it's much more limited. What Nate says.
Yeah. Let me ask you this though, Snargle. Can you? Would you be able to get your hand through there and pick a lock? Are you any good at picking locks?
Ooh, picking locks. Well, I mean, he was able to get himself out of a jam of, a few times, being as crafty as he is. But unless he has some kind of tool on him to do this, which he's starting to rummage through his pockets and just remember that he left his log-picking tools aboard the ship.
Damn.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Well,
Yeah.
given my personal experiences, is there normally a weak point in their cells?
There's
Seeing how I've spent a lot of time in cells.
right, being a slave of the Imperials. Well, what do you think? Is there a weak point, or do you think is there maybe one of your abilities you think might be helpful here?
Other than that particular one, but just beating down a door. I mean, that's going to be noisy.
Right.
Right. So you have. So why don't you tell people what is your awesome special ability?
Her awesome special ability is Secret of Destruction. You can break things with your bare hands as if you were swinging a sledgehammer. It's scary.
So, yeah, is there something you might want to try to break?
That's what I'm thinking. May see if I can do that.
What do you guys? What do you?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting and watching the others to see if they've got a better solution before I.
That's right. You guys can talk amongst yourselves about it. You bring up a point about the noise.
Let's just talk about our ideas here. So, I mean, clearly, we need to get to the owl as quickly as possible for who we actually are. And one thing that I'm wondering is, once we escape, if there's any way have any computer skills to disable the computers, on board the ship or something like that, or at least get rid of the communications between the ship, the Imperial forces. But getting out of here, if need be, I can outside of the cell, and if the guy is coming back and has keys behind him, if one of you guys distract him, and I can go for his weapons and try to shove him against things for you guys to get the keys, or somebody can grab at them, or I can grab them. I've got at the moment.
Let me ask you guys this: How long have you been in the cell?
Well, I mean, geez, thinking about it, Snargle's been pretty frantic, so he hasn't kept track of much time, although I would say probably a good 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, if that's the case, would the Marine have any reason to come back in?
Oh, we would have to call him back.
Okay.
we would have to create a distraction, or
Snargle's got a great idea. He might not be able to fit his whole body through, but he could probably pretend like his head is stuck between the bars.
Oh, well, that's true.
If anyone cares to take advantage of that situation.
Sure.
All I got to do is get a hold of him. Get a hold of the guy once.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, really? You just need to hold him once?
Yeah.
Sorry,
and if nothing else, you know what? Snargle's like, just pretend you all hate me.
Okay.
Pretend we all hate you?
Yeah, because he's going to ask, why didn't we help?
In the chat, by the way, Dezzles just joined us in the chat. Hey, Dezzles, thanks for watching. He says, wobble slightly high, everyone. Dezzles, are you drunk? That's a great way to watch the show, though. If you're drunk.
True.
All right.
Lady Blackbird will speak up and say, let's go with the Goblin's plan. Cyrus, your antics have gotten us trouble as usual.
What? Excuse me? Have there been other troubles that we've had since we took off, my lady?
Well, whenever we've crossed paths, things always go to hell, it seems.
Well, I try not to disappoint.
Naomi walks by to the bars, gives Cyrus a disgusted look, and leans against the bars.
All right. Well,
I'm not that bad to look at, Naomi.
you know what? Snargle's used to all this. He doesn't seem to think one thing either way.
Naomi, maybe you should put some clothes on. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't.
By the way,
get with the plan before I put him through the bars.
by the way, Steve, I'll give you. You hit Key of the Guardian. I think that you did something influenced by Lady Blackbird, so you'll get a. You can either take an experience point or add a die to your pool.
Oh well, we'll take an XP point. I like XP.
Experience is good.
It's shiny.
By the way, folks, if you're watching, there's certain what are called keys. It's kind of like things that are important to the characters that shape who they are. And if they, when they're role playing here, if they hit those keys, they get experience points. So if you'll hear me say that. And again, you guys can speak up if you think you hit them and I missed them because it's a lot to keep track of.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right. So what's are you sticking your head through? What's happening?
Oh yeah, basically he's just making it so he's able to squeeze just enough of his head through to make it appear as though he's stuck, but obviously pull back if things get rather weaponish at any point.
All right. So you use your shape warping ability to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. So Snargle has his head between the bars. It looks very strange.
Roll anything?
No, he has a shape changing warping ability. He can just use that. There's nothing to roll. There's nobody trying to oppose that. So
okay. So I immediately grab him and I say, "Listen, you little, where's the gold? Where are you hiding the treasure?"
He's like, help! I'm being repressed.
And I throttle him around, smack.
Oh my god! All right, so you guys are obviously being very loud about all this, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
come on, you son of a bitch!
All right, the door to the brig slams open, and a serious-looking Marine walks in. This guy obviously seems like he has no sense of humor. He storms in. He's like, "What's going on here?"
Okay. So I use one of my traits, my creepy stare, when I look at him, and I say, "This little bastard is turned against us all." He's gonna shove his head all the way through these bars.
Thankfully,
and I'm using my intimidate against the goblin.
You're using it against Snargle?
Right, but it's all play. He knows
right,
it.
so
We've done this.
Right. So you don't have to roll because you're going. You know what you guys have done this before. You know what you're doing, right? You're playing along.
Oh yeah. No. If this helps at all, he's he has a trait called Sly, which means he's good at distractions, bluffing, being sneaky and crafty, and is like. So yeah, he's totally playing this off with him.
Sure. And I say, if you don't get this little bastard out of him, I'm gonna kill him.
So you also see Snargle go much more pale, like right then and on the spot. Like, you better listen to him. He doesn't lie.
By the way, in the chat, Lister's Mate had said, I think it was Lister's Mate. Yes. Wow, what acting skills. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I really enjoyed the portrayal. Okay, so I think this calls for a check because I think you need to roll to see if you're going to actually if you're fooling this Marine guard in that that you're actually really are in trouble. So
yeah, sounds good.
I guess the pet Snargle I guess you could maybe try to roll some kind of sly or deceptive type thing if you'd like. If any of you have something like that, either of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
What do you guys have? Do you think that would apply here? Of your traits, or everybody, by the way, viewers, they have traits and different like tags, kind of, which are different abilities they can apply. It helps them succeed.
Right.
Well, sorry. Obviously, I do believe that this is chancing something. I'm not sure if crafty would apply here, but I definitely know bluffing would.
Oh, by the way, one point, guys, you can only use one trait at a time, so everything has to fall under that one trait that you use.
Okay, good.
Right.
Good.
Good clarification.
So, all right, so you have the sly trait, and you have bluff underneath that.
Right.
And you have crafty as well. I would give you sly, crafty, and bluff for this, I think. So that would give you 4 dice, because you automatically get 1 to start, and then you would have 3 more from your traits and tags. That's pretty good,
Right.
I think.
And
I would say this is a 3 difficulty, by the way.
Okay, so we have to get 3 hits.
Yeah.
And we can expend any number of dice from our pool, correct?
Yes. What's the trip? What were you saying? What was Cyrus?
Oh yeah, and well, you want each of us to roll, I assume.
Well, I think probably
First,
just
and then
one
I'll
of you.
roll too.
Probably just
Oh,
one.
really?
Well, you both can. If you both have things that apply, you think actually that would be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like mine would go with like survivor, creepy stare, and intimidate. Maybe.
All right. So are you trying to intimidate the guard or Snargle?
Snargle, but I think that would bring the believability to the situation.
Okay.
I think it's like whether or not he's believing what we're doing,
Gotcha.
and that I
Okay,
am
so
about to kill him.
I got you. That makes sense. So you have three different things that apply. You feel then?
Survivor, creepy stare, and intimidate.
Okay, I'm down with that.
So
all right. So
then-
you both have 4 dice right now then, and you could
Okay.
You have to hit a 3 successes. Either you want to add from the pool. By the way, folks, they get 7 dice in their pool that they can add, and the more dice they roll, obviously, the more likely they'll get the right number of successes. They need to get 3 of the dice to be 4s or higher in this case to fool this guard.
I think I'll add
Yeah.
1.
You're gonna add 1. You're gonna have to roll 5 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And what about Cyrus?
Yeah, so I'm going to add 2 more, so that will be 6, right?
Okay. By the way, in the chat, Madrick says roll for peeing down your leg from fear.
Right, absolutely.
Well, I mean, he can do that on command, so.
and basically,
Is
for
that
me,
this roll Nate, already? Is that your roll that I just see there?
Oh, no.
That was an old one?
Yeah, that was earlier.
All right, good. All right, so you guys can go ahead and roll it. Oh, man.
Since I am not directly involved in this mayhem, I'm just trying to see if the guard who's come in actually has a key for the cell.
Well, so what do you guys think? You think it's pretty likely he would probably have a key on him?
I think it's pretty
I would
likely.
assume so, like a jingly jangle. Like whatever we saw him lock us up with, we'd probably be keeping an eye out.
Okay, so I'll say yes. On his right hip, there's a set of keys that are hanging from his belt.
Okay.
So does he have
so
any
I'm
weapons on him?
Yes. So he has a sword in the scabbard on his left hip, and he has a couple other daggers strapped to parts of his leg or other areas.
But no guns, just the sword and daggers.
Well, actually, as I think about this, what do you guys think? Do you think he would have a gun too? He might have a gun.
I think he'd have a gun and a sword.
Yeah, all right, let's go. That's probably pretty typical, right?
standard.
Gun and a sword.
Yeah.
Let's go with he has a pistol. So.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just waiting for him to come within reach.
All right, so let's see. So Cyrus was definitely successful, 4 successes, so quite good.
Yeah, and I mean, basically, my idea is that this guy feels like I'm about to kill this, to kill the goblin.
All
Right.
All right. So this guard, so he looks at you, and you definitely seems like that Cyrus is super pissed off and about to do some violence on this goblin. He doesn't really know what the fuck's going on with the goblin, but he doesn't understand goblins anyway, usually, because he thinks they're weird. So he doesn't put much stock into that. So he walks over to try to push you off, Cyrus, from Snargle, and say all right, now cut that out, knock it off. So he has to reach. He's reaching his hands kind of through the bars now.
Okay, that's where I come in.
There you go.
And I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 dice on it because we need this to succeed.
And what do you tell us what exactly you're trying to do?
So when he reaches in, I'm basically reaching through, grabbing his coat and slamming his head repeatedly into the bars.
And just to help keep him in place, Snargle will actually lower himself to hold onto his legs so he doesn't like fall backwards.
To the guard's legs?
Yeah, just to basically like help or assist him
okay,
to get an extra die.
So
So,
what I'm getting here is pit fighter, combat tested, brutal, living weapon, and fast.
Because you were doing it so rapidly?
Yeah, I mean, she's like a snake reaching through the bars, grabbing him and just wham into the bars to take him out fast.
Okay, so that would be 6 dice you get. From that.
I'm adding 2.
So you're gonna roll 8?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's let's say, so this is normally they said that Marines are 4, but since the position he's in right now, I'm going to say it's a 3 again.
Okay. And I would have gotten him anyway.
Oh yeah,
It's very nice.
but good thing you added some. You have 3 ones there in the beginning.
Ooh, no kidding.
Yep.
Like I said, I knew we needed to win on this one. So,
All right, so Naomi, so Cyrus, 1 second she wasn't there, and then the next somehow Naomi appears next to you, almost like she teleported. She grabs the guard and slams his head viciously into the bars like 5 times. Blood is spurting out of his nose, and he loses consciousness.
Oof.
All right. Naomi, I love your enthusiasm. Snargle, get the keys.
Gladly. And so he starts reaching through, attempting to fondle the guard and grab his keys. Yes.
Wow. Snargle, not the balls, the keys.
I'm still not familiar with human anatomy.
Lady Blackbird averts her eyes. She's like, "Oh, this is not for my noble eyes to see."
and I hold up a blade, shield her eyes, and I say, "I'm sorry, my lady. The goblins, they're just too hard to train."
All right, so Cyrus, you can get you hit your key, I think, of the hidden longing.
Oh,
You could take Cyrus. You could take an XP point or an extra die to your pool. And then Snargle, did you hit something? Or you did? I don't know. Did you hit a key yet?
well, there's a key of the daredevil. You thrive in dangerous situations. Hit your key when you do something that is risky or reckless. I'm not sure if that would.
We could say sticking your head through.
Sticking your head between bars is pretty reckless.
Yeah. So what you can either take an XP or a die as well.
You know what? I like XP as well. So.
All right.
And by the way, guys, this is out of character, but one of my main keys is to basically give orders and have them commanded. So if it seems like I'm trying to barrel people into doing things, that's part of it. Okay, just so you know.
Perfect.
You're the captain.
Not trying. Over the game to do things.
He can give orders, but we can't hear him.
Well, actually, yeah, that's right. Well, you were giving orders, right? So you probably hit 2 keys, actually.
Okay, that's fine.
It's okay.
Naomi,
I'm gonna hit a
damn
second
it,
one in a minute.
Here, Naomi. Just kidding.
In the chat, Victor says, "Snargle, the keys would not be there."
Well, he wouldn't know. He's not a human.
All right. So does Snargle find the keys?
Oh yeah, definitely. He rips them right off their little belt loop.
All right. And then what?
Yep.
So what do you do?
Well, he's going to attempt to go ahead and unlock it from the other side.
All right.
Which
I don't think that's very hard at all.
No.
Yep. All right. I grab the guy's pistol and and I say, "Who's best with the sword?" I should probably know.
Lady Blackbird will say, "Give me the sword." She's skilled
All right.
in fencing.
Sure, I toss her the sword.
Naomi,
Are there any other
calmly-
weapons? Go ahead.
calmly kneels down beside the guard and snaps his neck.
Oh.
Ouch.
You see Snargle kind of like reflexively jolt back at the motion because he's not used to the idea of ending someone's life. So,
And there's my key number 2.
Yeah, that's key of vengeance.
Yeah, Naomi, maybe calm it down a little bit. I've already got a lot of for my head right now. I really don't need too many murders on my head.
She's looking over to Kale. How hard do you think it would be to set the engines to explode?
Well, I can do it, but we gotta make our way there, and it's gonna take me a little bit of time, but I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to the others, the only way we're getting out of here is if this thing can't follow us.
Right. Well, I think your idea.
I'll add that. Probably, I can't. It's not that the whole ship is going to necessarily blow up, but I can probably at least disable it enough where it wouldn't be able to follow us very well.
Good enough.
If we can, I would really like to cut off the communications. They don't know what's going on, and so they don't know who we are if they don't know already.
Snargle just sort of disappointedly says, "Oh, cat and mouse isn't very fun if there's no chase."
She
right.
looks over to Snargle.
All right.
We've got the whole ship to chase through.
Yeah, Snargle, I think we're going to have plenty of action. Snargle, are you good with these daggers?
Well, he actually has his own natural weapons as sharp teeth and claws, and he actually refrains from the use of weapons other than what he's naturally given.
See, we get along fine.
So one other point, when you were taking captive, maybe you had weapons on you?
I would say so.
Okay.
Any idea where those are?
Unless you've got anything of sentimental
we
value.
See them, toss them into a locker on our way to the brig, or at least stick them in a chest in this room.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to say they, when they were leading you there, they took your weapons, and so that maybe they're not too far outside from where you are right now. It was kind of close to as they were leading you to the brig.
And do we have any idea how many football fields away the ship is? The owl is.
Let's see. So they would have put it. Where do you think? In their? They must have some kind of hangar, right? I would assume, on the ship.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Probably more than one.
Yeah. So the hangar is probably not going to be super close to the brig. It's probably going to be on a different level as well, I would think.
Okay.
Okay. But we should have at
Fair
least
enough.
some rough idea of where it is. I mean, they didn't put bags over our heads.
No, they don't. They didn't care about that. You're like just some kind of idiot, scummy pirate type people.
Right. So as far as they know, all they know is that our flag didn't match up with the registry of the ship or whatever, and so we got
right. So they don't know exactly.
And
they don't know who you are right now. There are definitely warrants out for Cyrus. They don't know that's who you are yet. There's also likely the Count, who Lady Blackbird ran away from. He probably sent people out to look for her, possibly bounty hunters or possibly Imperials. But again, these guys don't.
One other
These guys
very
don't
quick thing is there's something in here like a closet or a chest or something that we can shove the body in?
Well, we've got a whole another room to go through. So I'm actually creeping up to the door to take a look, just kind of peek and see if there are any more, or how many more guards are in the other room.
Oh yeah,
All right,
please do.
Before I tell you that, Victor in the chat says, important detail, never upset Naomi. He also says the hangar is 3 levels down and to the left. Okay, you know what? I will say that's correct. Sure, I like using
3 levels.
Yep, that's easy. Come on, it's only 3 levels.
Yeah.
All right.
But feel free to put that stuff in the chat, folks, and we'll work that in. Matrix says you should steal their Netflix password while you're at it.
Oh, good idea.
That's not a bad idea.
All right, so Naomi is looking through like the kind of the door, the window bars in the door there. Well, actually, the door is open. That's right, the door was open when he came in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just peeking around. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Just it's not like I'm wearing any heavy armor or anything that clanks. So just kind of creep over to the side and take a peek and see if there's anybody in there.
Yeah.
Okay, you see. Go ahead.
No. While he's doing this, I'm going to go ahead and put ants of the guy that was just beaten to death.
What are you doing? Putting ants on him?
No. Putting his clothes on myself.
Oh.
So I am, but I'm putting it over. Anyway, I just want to disguise myself as a soldier.
Oh, all right. So you're not taking your clothes off.
Just a slit version. I'm just putting his over mine.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good enough, close enough fit. Maybe not perfect, but good enough. You can.
All right.
Get him on. As you do, Blackbird will say, "Oh, for once you actually look respectable, Cyrus." All right.
Those words from you come with great praise.
All right. So in the as you look, Naomi looks around the corner.
Don't want to be too respectable. Go ahead.
As Naomi looks around the corner, you see a straight corridor. It's very clean, sterile looking. You don't see anybody there. You see a couple of doors, though, on the right side of the corridor that lead to other rooms.
Okay, so there's only doors exiting this hall are on the right.
And at the very far end, there's
Okay.
another door like on the far end of the corridor.
Okay. Motion
On your left, sorry, on the left are kind of like portholes almost. That we
looking out into space or out into the sky. Okay. Motion Snargle up with me. Let's take a walk and see what we're dealing with.
Oh, way ahead of you. He actually starts strutting like directly in front of her.
I'd say one moment. I mean, I don't mind us doing this, but I'm wondering if I should walk ahead. A guard, I'll, give you guys the signal. And then we can all go in together. What do you think? Balls to the wall.
All right. You lead the way. We'll be close behind.
All right.
All right. In the chat, by the way, Victor says Cyrus stealing a Marine uniform is a crime. It's not the only crime he's committed. And Matrix says, too bad the guard crapped his pants when he got knocked out.
I wondered why they were brown.
Yeah,
now.
thanks.
All these guys should be wearing their brown pants.
Gee. Was this Marine eating chocolate pie just before he died?
He was.
Pie.
That's why he was.
Biscuits?
That's why he was so upset that you disturbed him with his eating his pie.
It sure doesn't smell like chocolate pie.
All right. So we have Cyrus is leading the way, followed by Naomi and Snargle, and then I guess we'll have Kale and Lady Blackbird pull up the rear.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so Cyrus, what do you do?
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just total soldier persona and start slowly walking forward. You know, just like I am on patrol. I hand very ready. Actually, I will have my gun already pulled out behind my back. So, yep, walking forward.
All right.
In a whisper to him, not the gun. We want to keep this quiet.
All right. I slowly put the gun back in the
holster.
Yep.
Just in front of you, one of the doors on the right swings open, and 2 Marines walk out. They
well, we got to deal with that.
They glance at you, particularly they take a once over the whole group, and then they focus on you, Cyrus, and like, what's going on here?
Well, first of all, are any of them above my rank, or do I outrank them?
Let's see.
I know rank connections, all Imperial things.
Yeah, you're an ex-soldier. You'd know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think in terms of what would a guard? Do you think he'd be very high ranked, pretty low ranked?
Well, wait. There was and you said there was 2 of them that came out at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Could be another patrol, but a guard. I mean, since jailers were known to usually be trusted, they would be given sort of like a ceremonial rank, but nothing, obviously in charge of like large groups of military.
Right. So yeah, I would agree. I don't think the guard would have been too highly ranked, but I'm going to say these 2 are also not of anything super high ranked either. They're kind of like typical, kind of like your standard soldier Marines or something like that.
So they're not above me; they're equal rank, right?
Yeah, let's say that.
I say, ask me to bring them up for questioning.
Okay, but in the chat, we have some suggestions what you could have said. Lister's mate says, everybody sing in the Navy, is what Lister's mate says. And then Madrick says, what's going on here? The strippers have arrived. All right, so what you really said is what? You're taking them up for questioning?
Yeah, I'm taking them up for questioning to the captain.
So the one of them, do you have some kind of deception skill?
Yeah, I just have like one rank of like your smuggler.
Yeah, I see. You're a smuggler and then deception underneath that, right? So that would be 2 dice, so 3 dice, including the one that you're given automatically.
3 dice. Okay, cool. And what's the?
Okay, so I'm gonna say, since they are not, since nobody has shackles on or anything, and you're just waltzing around with one of you, I'm gonna say this is gonna be a very hard thing to deceive them. I'm actually gonna say this is a 5 difficulty.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, I just go with the 3 dice.
Oh, wow!
Great.
But
that is like.
But, does it look like they believe me at all? Clearly,
well, no, so you did have to hit the 5. So you
anymore because I figured this was hopeless.
Right. So you're for a second they seem to pause, like they almost maybe were going to believe you, but then they say they say, why? Wait a minute. Why aren't they in shackles? What's going on?
And at this point, I'm going to take the guy nearest the door. Or if allowed, I'm simply going to lunge forward and slam their heads together.
Okay. So in the chat, Red Bearded Gamer just joined us, who's also from Retro Reload. So thank you for joining us, Jeremy. He says, hello, beautiful people. Well, some of us are beautiful, I guess. Like Lady Blackbird and Naomi. Well, Snargle's the most beautiful of all.
Obviously. I mean, geez, how can you countermand such good looks?
Pretty beautiful.
Actually, Cyrus was a good-looking man. Yes, absolutely. All right, so Naomi is she's trying to smash their heads together.
Yeah. So again, we got the the pit fighter, combat tested, brutal, living weapon, and fast. Kind of
okay. Yes, I'll give you all that. This time though, because standard Marines are at a 4 difficulty.
Okay.
So you got to get 4 successes. Are you going to spend any dice pool?
I'm going to give her one of my dice.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
People can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, Snargle wouldn't mind assisting in this situation. Now they're dealing with double the amount of guards than they were before, and there isn't a set of bars between them.
You tossing me a die as well, or you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that brings it up to 8 dice.
Yeah.
You're giving one. You're doing one of your own as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, because we.
Oh, no, it was 6 already. Yep.
6 already to begin with, and then 2 more.
Okay.
So.
Yep, 8 dice. You gotta get 4 successes. That's not too bad.
Nope.
Oh, for God's sake!
So,
hang on, I got it.
Can I say one thing?
Yep, sure.
All right. So I say, Naomi, try that bash again. And I have a secret of leadership where she can re-roll to fail roll by giving helpful advice.
Wait,
oh,
no,
yes,
a little to the left.
Don't worry,
yeah.
You should have zigged when
this
you
is,
one on the left.
That's one of his special abilities. You can use it once per session, so he just used that for the session.
Yeah, once per session, but this is pretty
It's a good time to do it.
There we go.
Yeah, much better.
Yes.
Much better.
All right. So Naomi, again, darts forward between all of you, and as the guards are drawing their pistols, but before they can get them out, she takes their 2 heads, smashes them into each other, and they just basically fall down like dominoes. And they're out.
And I say, fantastic, Naomi, as I grab up another pistol. So now I have 2 pistols. And I say, who else wants a pistol?
Yep, I'm dragging the bodies back to the cells. And finishing them off.
Ooh.
Ouch.
And Chris Hadley just joined us in the chat. He says, sorry I haven't been on the past few weeks, but he's glad he's watching now. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, Chris.
So that's probably 2 more of the vengeance kick.
Well, I'll give you 1.
Or 1 of the vengeance kick.
I'll give you 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now, so they're out. The door that they came through is still open, by the way.
Yeah, you guys can check that out while I'm getting the
Snargle's going to be the first one to take a quick peek into there, see what's up.
And you see a fairly small room, but lo and behold, you see your weapons are stashed there.
Oh,
nice. All right, grab up our weapons.
Are there
Naomi
lockers in there?
There are lockers, but not really big enough to fit a body, if that's what you're trying to do.
What about with adjustments?
Well, maybe. I think it'd take a while.
All right. So I order Kale to go ahead and put on one of the Marine uniforms so we can be 2 Marines escorting prisoners around.
All right. He's like, Captain.
Yeah, and do they have any extra shackles by chance within that room?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Sure.
Excellent. You know what? Since he's used to this before, he'll set them up so it looks like they're locked in place, but obviously can be pulled apart at any time to allow freedom of movement for everybody that needs to be, shackled.
All right, so you're shackling all the 3 Marines.
Sounds good.
You guys took out, or 2 of them, I guess. One of them doesn't need to be shackled. One of them's dead.
They're all dead.
Oh, you killed those two as well.
Yes, that's why I was
on
saying the
party.
vengeance kick. It specifically says when you kill an Imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the chat, Victor had said, "Please don't kill the Naomi." Too late. Sorry, Victor.
Snargle, I thought that you
really hate the Imperials.
Keep in mind, folks, she has a good reason. They did keep her as a slave and it made her fight in the gladiator pits for years, right?
Yeah.
Snargle, I thought you were saying that it was going to look like all of our party had manacles on. Is that what you were suggesting?
Our party, not the deceased.
I see.
Yes. Okay.
So Kale and Cyrus are wearing the Marine uniforms now, right?
Yeah. Are there females in the Imperial military?
There are.
Oh, would Lady Blackbird like to wear one of the uniforms, even if it may be a little draggy?
Lady Blackbird. Well, yes, she will. She will change into the uniform.
Well, you figure there probably isn't a huge difference in the uniforms.
Right.
Right.
And look, one of the they were male Marines, but one of them was not as big as the other, so that's not too bad for her.
Okay. Well,
and I say, my lady, you almost look respectable in uniform too.
Touche, Captain.
In a charming way.
She pats your face affectionately, sort of. You're not sure actually if it was a pat or a slap. It was somewhere in between.
Right. My lady, you're going to make me blush. Please. Please.
All right. You can get another you hit another key, I think, there for the hidden thing trip.
Okay, that's fine.
Snargle, I don't think the uniform's going to work for you.
He comes out and it's just like all loose, and he's got so much room in there. He's like, "What are you talking about? It's just
Snargle, you're a prisoner. You're a prisoner."
All right, so are Naomi and Snargle going to be wearing the shackles then? Is that right?
It looks that way. And
but again, it's deceiving in appearance. They're not fully locked,
so they can remove them anytime they want, right?
Right.
Yes. And I assume that's perfect for Naomi, considering it's, oh, hey, you got close enough because you thought I couldn't use my hands.
Yeah. She could probably break them on her own anyway.
Are there any computers in this room?
So my interpretation of this world is they don't have computers, but they have some kind of communication devices.
Okay. All right.
They've gotten a little more advanced than the telegraph.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to figure out exactly like if there are other places on the ship that you can get access to engines or anything like that.
So I mean, Cyrus being an ex-Imperial soldier, right? I mean, so you would know about.
Right.
I think you probably know your way around a ship, right? An Imperial ship.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you would know. I think that there was certainly.
And I'm a pilot too, so yeah.
You're a what?
Saying I actually do have pilot skills too. I am a trained pilot.
Oh yeah, Snargle too.
So I think Cyrus would, and probably, I mean, and yeah, Cyrus would certainly know at least that there is going to be a main communications room in the ship, where if you would want to try to do something kind of disabling, that's where you would go.
But there are going to be a lot of people in that room, probably, right?
There will probably be. I mean, you know what? There doesn't. I mean, I guess if you think about if we think about submarines or other ships in the real Navy, communications doesn't necessarily have a ton of people, right? I mean, I don't know. I haven't certainly.
I would say like 2 to 3.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. So let's say there's 2 to 3, but they're going to be like, techie kind of guys, probably more than the more soldier type, I guess.
Nerds. Okay, sounds good.
So right now, there's nobody else around except you guys. What are you gonna do?
Let's find out what's behind door number 2.
Okay.
But in the chat, Victor says, I would think the bridge would use an intercom system. Yeah, I agree. I think also within the ship, there's you can see on the walls at certain areas there are like these little intercoms that go within the ship. People could communicate with each other.
Sure, of course. So what we're hoping to do is to disable communications and to hopefully put a snag in the engines, right? So they can't come after us.
Yeah, is that what you guys want to do?
Oh yeah, eventually. Yeah, communications I would say first, so they can't phone anybody in, and then obviously engines, so that way we can get the hell out of here.
Okay. All right. Let's try to make our way to communications, or if there just happen to be, I mean, looking around too, seeing if there are any maps of the ship. You know, sometimes they actually different rooms, just, you know, on the wall to make sure you know where you're going.
Yeah, I would say that's somewhere along that corridor, the main corridor you guys in. Yeah, there's probably a map of the ship you can take a look at.
Okay.
All right, so you guys take a look at that.
Probably
Absolutely,
a good idea.
yes.
All right, so you see, and you have no problem reading that map. I mean, you're used to, particularly again, you've served on ships and stuff. So you find the communications room. It's actually only one level up from you. It's not that far away.
Ooh, nice. All right. Well, that's my only idea, is to start heading up that way and see what danger we encounter.
Well,
Let's have another idea.
Nope, sounds good to me.
But should our is everybody good with our story being that we're taking the prisoners to be questioned by the captain?
Oh yeah, all this important knowledge in there.
Sure.
In the chat, Madrix says, "Murder them all and take the ship. You've had good luck so far."
Wow.
Well, Naomi might go along with that plan.
We'll take this place apart piece by piece.
All right.
All right, so where are you heading? You heading towards the end of the hallway, or?
Yeah, heading towards the end of the hallway, towards the communications hub.
All right.
Wherever
At the end of the
that
hallway, you go through the door, and basically there's a ladder there. You know, one of those, like, whatever. You know, you have to like climb up the rungs of the ladder to the next level.
Right.
So you guys gonna head up?
Yeah, let's start heading up. I don't mind going first.
Okay, I'll just say you guys made your way up there. That was not really difficult to climb a ladder,
good.
obviously.
Sounds good.
All right, so now you're on the next level of the ship, and as you make your way down another corridor, you see various crew people. So not Imperial Marines, but just various crew that keep the ship running, milling about, going about their business.
Okay.
I just making your way down or through the hallways.
Yes, prisoners.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I was going to ask, the state of the Empire as it is, are a lot of people under its rule miserable, or do they generally enjoy a life under the Imperium?
That's a good question. Let's why don't we figure that out together, since they don't tell us. Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what we do know. That it's Elysium is the capital, but there's several Imperial worlds. There's great noble houses. It's rich and decadent, and the noble houses are attended by servants, slaves, and all that stuff. So I think the servants and slaves are probably not so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Naomi's she can probably actually
She
Naomi
can confirm that.
Yeah, Naomi, what would you say about that? The Empire.
And we're at Haven right now, right?
Hey, go ahead, Naomi. Sorry, I'll answer that question in a second. Well, so you're right outside of. You're almost to Haven. They captured you just before you got to Haven.
Okay.
The Empire likes to show how proper it is, at least if you have enough money.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as for you guys who are obviously not part of the Imperial and free, right? I would think you guys probably don't have any huge love for it.
Probably not. No.
No, I wouldn't think so. So my head, so no, I wouldn't love them.
All right, so you're just proceeding down the corridors, right?
Yeah, proceeding down the corridors with the prisoners, looking as as soldierly as possible.
Okay. I mean, a couple of the crew maybe give you quick glances, but they've kind of learned to not fuck around with Marines, so they don't really bother you.
Okay.
These as you turn a couple more corridors, then you see the room that marked communications.
Great. I glance in. Is there a window or anything to glance in?
Not in the store, no.
All right. So I'm going to whisper my idea to you guys instead of just going for this. So is I just boldly go into the room and say, gentlemen, step away from the communication devices. There's been an improper communication in here. Step away. Hopefully intimidate them into going back into the room and clearly, take them out. Or, well, I look at Naomi, I say, correction, not take them out. Them and stop them from spreading the word. What do you think? Any other ideas?
You know what? Snargle holds his hands up and go clink, clink.
What did you do?
He holds his hands up and basically extends the shackles so they make a clinking sound, suggesting that they should probably just chain them up and probably find a way to gag them.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Good idea, Snargle. Maybe less...
Sorry, Nate, you just hit your key, I think, for Snargle's compassion or whatever it is, so you can get a...
to refrain from murdering the civilians, yes.
Snargle and Naomi take very different attacks to that kind of thing.
It does apply to even enemies, strangely enough.
Snargle, I appreciate the thought for having my head.
In the chat, by the way, Victor says you need to use a secret knock.
Secret knock.
Shaving a haircut.
Okay, so are just you going in, Cyrus, or all of you going in? What are you doing?
Well, obviously, Snargle and I should not go in yet.
No. It should be the Marines. The Marines with perhaps the lady, guarding over the prisoners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stepping into the room.
Yeah, if Lady Blackbird stays with us, then at least if anyone walks by in the hall, we're still under guard.
Yeah.
Right. Does anybody have any other ideas before we go for this?
No, that sounds fine. Just, signal if you need them taken down quickly.
Okay. Go ahead and briskly walk into the room with Kale behind me. How many people are in the room?
All right, so you enter the room, and you see 3 people in the room, 1 woman, 2 men. They're dressed in somewhat similar, but a little different than the other Marines you've seen uniforms. And they're all at different terminals. They don't actually really even pay much attention as you first enter.
Okay. So I assume, are they plugged into anything? Does it look like they're plugged in headsets or something like that?
So that's a good question. So what do you guys think? I mean, they call this, so it's kind of, I'm thinking there's not a huge amount of technology, right? But they do say it's a wireless. So there's some kind of wireless communication, obviously.
Okay.
Okay. So they wouldn't necessarily have to be plugged into something, huh?
I mean, there definitely has to be some kind of devices, I think, in panels and stuff, right? In console or something.
And I'm kind of thinking it'd be kind of logical for them to have some kind of headsets, you know, like the old-fashioned operators, the original operators.
Yeah, any sort of communications officer is going to have a headset, unless for whatever reason they're relaying the messages over speaker, which I don't think they would ever do, because it needs to be a two-way. You can't have feedback.
All right, cool. By the way, in the chat, Chris Hadley says, I assume you guys are talking about the more modern section of the building. Well, so it's actually an airship. But yeah, and Magic says they're running on AOL 95 tech.
Oh, God.
And then Victor had said Cyrus should give Snargle a pay raise.
Okay. You know, he thinks he does need one. But wait, he doesn't get paid anything to begin with.
Okay, so all right, so yeah, they have headsets on. I think all that what you described makes sense. They they may be plugging into different things.
Okay.
They
all right.
When the woman who's in the center turns to Noah and now sees that you guys are there.
Yes.
She says, "May I help you?"
Yes, you can. There's been an improper communication, and all of you need to step away from the communication center right now. Captain's orders. Brisk move to unplug her headset and motion to Kale to do the same, and motion to the lady to come in. And
okay, wait. So you say you're actually going? Are you going to make the move to actually take their headsets away?
Yep. First to unplug their headsets, though. That's the idea. I want to plug them before they have a chance to start speaking.
Oh, okay. And you have Kale and Lady Blackbird do the other two?
Yes. You
Okay.
can get to all three as fast as possible.
Okay, so you unplug all those, and you do it so quickly. They're kind of shocked, but then they stand up, and the woman says, "Whoa, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Improper communication. All the communication comes through here. We would know about it."
I say, all three of you step against the wall now, and I give them my creepy eye and intimidation.
All right, so okay, I'll have you roll for that then. So you're trying to intimidate them. Let's say this is a 3 difficulty.
Okay.
So how many?
Cool.
Let's see. How many dice do you?
I will go ahead and.
So which one are you using?
So.
Survivor, creepy stare, intimidate, right?
Survivor, creepy stare, intimidate to tell them
4.
to get it.
That's 4 dice.
All right, and I will. Let me see. I think I only have 4 left.
Yeah. In the chat, by the way, listeners says we need to make the old dial-up hang-up noise.
All right, so I'm just going to spend 1 more.
So you're rolling 5?
Yep, so I will roll 5.
All right, you need to hit 3 successes.
And I'm commanding them to get against the wall and to turn around and do not speak.
Ooh!
Oh,
nice.
Just made it. Just hit it.
Very nice.
Do they
all right.
do as I say?
So they, again, they're a little hesitant. They think this is a kind of a strange order, but they move aside and go against the wall.
Fine. All right, so I gather them into Kale's hands.
Sorry, we lost you.
The Priz closed the. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you repeat what you just said?
I make sure that I've grabbed all 3 of the headsets and put them into Kale's hands, and then I motion for the prisoners to come inside, and I run and shut the door and lock it. and I tell commanding Snargle and the others to bind and
So quickly cuff them before they
quickly
realize
cuff
what's
them
going on.
and shut them up.
All right, Trip, you can get another hit your key for like commanding stuff, so you can get another XP or die if you want.
Okay, fine.
All right, so you guys are tell me exactly what you're doing. Where are you shackling them to? Are you doing something to their mouths? What are you doing?
I think essentially, I'm sure we have some garb we can rip off to make a makeshift gag with, and obviously using the shackles that we've already attained to bind them. But
all right, so you're gonna shackle them like to some of the consoles or the stuff in the room there.
yes.
All right, and you're shoving some cloth basically around their mouths, like makeshift gags.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Very much so.
They were so they obviously were starting to struggle against that, but I would say probably Naomi gave them a look and they kind of settled down.
Naomi just kneels next to them. Give me a reason.
All right, so they got quiet real fast, and
I whisper that are looking at her and saying, "Nice view, huh? Nice view." All right, and I ask Kale if he can disable the communications.
All right, let's see here. Let's take a look at Mr. Kale. Well, let's see. He's very good at mechanic stuff, but one of his things is mechanic sabotage. That would probably apply here, right?
Yeah, Kale. We basically want you to fuck it up. Just fuck up the communications.
All right. All right. So Kale says, "All right, aye, Captain." And he sits down in the main seat there. He starts screwing around with stuff. Let me see. I think I'm going to have to roll for Kale on this one.
So in addition to the communications being garbled, they also sound like the chipmunks.
So let's see. So he'll get mechanic and sabotage. So that's 3 dice. Let me see. I'll say, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think what do you guys think the difficulty might be for this?
To fuck something up,
Probably not too hard, right?
A 3. Yeah, I would think just a regular difficulty.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Especially if you're familiar with the technology.
Yeah, and
Okay, so we'll say a 3. He has, so let's see. He's starting with 3 dice, so I think he better use some from his pool. Let's say he'll use maybe 2 more.
Sure, sounds good.
Yep.
There you go. He hit it. All right. So
Yes.
All right. So Kale does his thing. He screws around, and then you see a bunch of like sparks kind of shoot out, and so a little smoke comes out too. And he's like, "All right, all set."
And I say, "Way to fuck things up, Kale. Way to fuck things up."
Like that. That's what I'm best at.
That's why I love you, man. Okay. So engineering. I think there are going to be more people in engineering.
It's okay. That's all right. You throw
You said that's all right, Naomi.
You throw enough of them into the engine core, they'll calm down.
Oh, God.
So at this moment, unfortunately, so you guys are feeling great about disabling communications, but an alarm starts to go off. And over the intercom, you hear, okay, oh, wait. I'm trying to think. Did he fuck up all the communications? You wanted him to fuck up all the communications, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay, so never mind. You don't hear it. You don't hear anything on the intercom, but you do hear an alarm going off, which probably feels not a good thing for you guys.
No.
Perhaps somebody has
Right.
found somebody has found some of your handiwork.
with the confusion, with no onboard communication.
Nobody knows
You know how
anything.
long it's going to take them to spread the word among a ship this size?
Yeah.
Well,
True,
no.
it
So
is
sorry.
at least 3 levels.
That's true. I'm trying to think. So I
I mean,
guess the
If we're
alarm.
moving around quickly, it just looks like we're moving around just like everybody else
Mhm.
in the chaos.
Open alarm's going off. Better get back to work.
Right. Shit, smoke break's over.
Right.
You know what? We could just run out and say there's a fire in some place that's away from engineering. Scream that out to them. Where would we say?
The galley.
There's a fire in the galley! Somewhere far away from us. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Like I said, at the moment, with all the communications down, they may have been able to pull an alarm switch, but they're going to have a hell of a time telling anybody why.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's a fire in the galley, and then should we run to and see if we can screw something up along the way?
I'm saying let's not draw any more attention to ourselves than we have to. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, how would we know there's a fire in the galley if we're not near it?
Well, we
Mhm.
just came out of the communications room.
Okay, well, while you guys are talking about all this, the door opens and a officer stands there, obviously a higher ranking officer, and he takes in the room. He's like, "What the hell's going on here?" And he pulls his gun on you.
Oh, Snargle immediately throws his hands up and he says, "I'm sorry, okay? I orchestrated this whole thing because I was so close to escaping this damn Imperial ship. Now take me back to the brig."
So that just confuses him.
And that gives me my opening.
Exactly.
So I'm going to close on him to take him down. And if I can't, does the door swing shut or is it still open?
No,
I'm
so
going to
he's
shut the door behind him as soon as he's dragged into the room.
He's in the doorway with the door open. I am going to say, however, since he is a higher ranking guy and he had his gun out, he is going to get a shot off before you close with him.
Okay.
So you're going to have
Okay.
to roll for defending against that.
Okay. And well, let's see.
Which one of us?
So I
Does it
guess-
matter?
Naomi, because Naomi's the one charging, so she's the main threat in his eyes.
So
Okay.
probably pit fighter, combat tested.
Well, I would actually say more bodyguard is what this would fall under with the defend. And
That's unfortunate. I would have thought fast would go into the defense too, but that's
Well, I mean,
threats, defend, possibly disarm if that's part of what you're trying to do, which could be. I can see at least 4 things, or restrain if you're not trying to disarm. At least 4 things I see could fall under bodyguard.
carry. I'm trying like.
That's I think if you're actually trying to carry.
Well, but
somebody
I'd be
to
trying to
safety.
move him through because he's in the doorway right now, and I need to get him out of it.
Yeah, I'll give you 4 of those plus the one you get, so 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Snargle's distractions, since he actually has a trait called distractions, would help at all in this situation. But
You can roll that as well. You can roll that first if you like.
Yeah, roll that first, and maybe it'll lower the difficulty or something. Because he's like, "Wait, what?"
Okay.
Right.
You're let's see. You're rolling sly distractions, right?
Yes. And,
Okay, so that gives you 3. This is going to be, again, he's an officer. This is going to be a 4
right.
difficulty.
You know what? Might as well throw in some extra dice. So I'll go ahead and use 3 more. Why not? I want to make sure this works. So,
All right.
Let's see.
By the way, in the chat, Chris says, "Guys, I'll be right back. Need to shower before the rainstorms come. Why don't you just go outside, Chris, and shower?"
Aha!
Oh, but
Yes.
you need 4.
Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
need 4?
unfortunate.
Yeah, he's a.
You got 2 6s, too. That was really good.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
We need exploding dice.
Right.
All right, so...
All right. Well,
So
go for it,
Snargle kind of does some kind of weird dancing thing. That doesn't distract her too much, though.
grinding his hips around and being like, I'm a sexy goblin!
Yeah, he's like, hips don't lie.
All right, so I've got 5 dice. I'm going to go ahead and add one of my own to the defense so I can close on him. So I need to roll and hope for 4 better. Yeesh. Okay. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Ah, crap.
So he gets his shot off. It hits you solidly in your right shoulder. It knocks you back. Actually, does not knock you on the floor, though, because of how tough you are. You've actually taken the shot much better than most people would have.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering where the pit fighter's hard thing falls into it, but eh.
So you've taken the shot. And obviously, it fucking hurt. But it's not like you haven't had a lot worse in the pits happen to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now these, I'm going to say of these style, these style guns have to be reloaded probably after every shot.
Right.
So what the rest of you want to do?
Do I still get to attack him, or?
I would say I'm going to let the other ones go first if they can, since you kind of took the blow.
Gotcha.
If they want to.
So I guess I need to mark injured, or?
Yeah, mark injured on your condition.
Okay.
You're bleeding.
Well, yeah.
Jeff, is there another exit from this room, or is there only one?
Only that one
came in?
Actually, I'm curious. I don't know how well this would work, but seeing as how he's turned all of his focus towards Naomi, this might be the time for Snargle to sort of do a tuck and roll and possibly swipe the gun out of his hand, violently if need be.
Okay, you're going to try to disarm him, basically, grab the gun?
Essentially in a very quick motion.
Sure. Okay, what are you going to use for that in terms of traits?
Goblin. So it would be, let's see, agile, quick, tumbler, and then teeth and claws.
Okay, what is that, 5?
I think so, yes.
And then 1 die automatically, so 6.
Oh, so that's 6. Okay. So again, it's still 4 difficulty.
Does anybody want to throw me an extra die just in case?
Anybody have?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of dice left at this
How
point.
How many are you doing?
He's got
I'm
6
doing
right
6
now.
right now.
He needs 4 successes.
4? Or, 3?
Keep in mind, by the way, Nate, I don't know if you want to use it yet, but you do have one of your things where you can roll all your dice and get them back, right?
Yeah, essentially. But if I wanted to, just throwing in like 1 or 2 to sort of ensure that we're able to keep him from shooting anybody else, and possibly make sure we are able to drag his ass into this room.
Yeah, well, can Hale and 1 each?
Say what?
Oh,
I was wondering if Kale and the lady can throw in something like, you go, Goblin!
I think it's only supposed to be the player characters who can do that with each other according to the rules. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Then sure, I'll throw in a die.
Excellent. All right. Well, here's hoping for the best. Oh my god! Unlucky. It's close though.
All right. Well, you swipe at it. So you do a nice little flip. That's very impressive. Your acrobatics. You swipe at him. You don't get the gun out of his hand, but since now you're close, he tosses the gun aside and draws his sword instead.
Well, good. He can't hurt anybody else.
Okay, so I take 2 steps back and fire off both my pistols and say, well, I guess we're going this way. And I go ahead and start shooting both my pistols.
All right. Luckily, Snargle's so short, you can shoot right over him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're using warrior, right? And all the stuff like that?
Warrior, shooting, 2-gun style, pistol. So that's 4.
I'll give you battle hardened too if you want.
5. Yeah, let's do 5.
That's 6.
Then,
6 plus the die you get.
That's 6. And what would it be as far as difficulty?
4 still.
4.
Yeah, you gotta get 4 successes.
So Victor says, I think their pistols would have several shots in them. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, right? I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
6 shooters.
6 shooters?
Yeah.
I do.
I'm good with that. Let's say he threw it aside anyway since Snargle got so close to him. So,
All right. Sounds good. All right. So I have 7. Is that right?
Are you adding one from the pool?
You'd have 6.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I have 6. So I'll go ahead and add 2 more.
Okay. So now you're at 8.
So I'm at 8. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Where are you aiming them?
I'm going to aim them like at his. I'm going to aim them both at clearly his shoulder arm area that he's using to like draw his sword.
Okay.
Possibly even hit his collarbone, so that way he can't even use the arm. Yeah.
So there we go. 5.
Ooh, nice. By the way, in the chat, people were saying I thought these were cap gun pistols. Yeah, it's all just pretend. All right. So you are Cyrus has quite an excellent shot.
Yep.
So you fire off both bullets. One rips through his shoulder, the other one through his bicep. He cries out in pain. He cries out in pain. The sword definitely drops from his hand, and he kind of like gets thrown back against the doorway, and then he runs off.
Oh no!
He runs off.
I'm after him.
Oh yeah.
We got to bring him back.
Yeah, we're all running after him.
All right. Before they leave, Snargle pats one of the crewmen on the head and says, "Don't worry, I'm pretty sure the ship's not gonna blow up."
Okay. You can now I'll say that hit your key of being compassionate.
Is that a minus or a plus for him?
No, that's either XP or a die.
Let's go keep going with XP.
Oh, and he's also trying to be funny. That's another one of his keys. I can say one of those too as well.
Oh yeah, the key of banter. Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you for the banter.
Yes, thank God.
Okay.
All right. So you you take off after him. Obviously he's not far ahead of you.
Right.
You do have to negotiate. There's other people in the hallway, like other crew. They don't know what the fuck's going on. Although they kind of try to step aside as they see people barging through the corridor.
All right.
So what do you want to do? He's a few feet ahead of you.
If there's I didn't. The gig's up. There's just no way at this point, because I mean, if we don't stop him, it's going to spread. If we do stop him, everyone here is going to spread the word. So
yeah, I say we try to quickly take him out and then run straight to the ship.
I don't think there's any option other than that. So here's to going to take him out.
Okay, before you do that, let me share Dezel's comment in the chat. What sort of sword is it? Steal it, chase him before he can warn people, buy him a nice lunch, accidentally marry him. What?
Yeah.
Well, those are all interesting plans. Excuse me, would you like to get married?
Yeah, have you had an accidental marriage? Just curious.
Just curious.
All right, so Naomi, what's Naomi trying to do?
Just take him down quick. Basically, get up close, sock him in the back of the head, and take him down.
Okay, so since he's injured and running away, I will say this is only 3 difficulty now.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you dive at him, but somehow you almost catch his feet, but he stumbles, but he somehow manages to stay on his feet, and he's yelling like and he starts yelling out, "The prisoners are free, help!" and stuff like that.
Right. And I yell out, "We're going to get the prisoners!" And I shoot off 2 more shots at him. And I do that.
Sure.
Damn, missed.
Is it a 4 this time?
I'll say,
Or 3?
yeah, let's take it down to a 3 this time again, because he's kind of off balance and stuff. And
3, all right. So I'll put my last one into it, so I'm at a 7. Down.
There you go.
All right.
Where did you shoot him this time? Where were you aiming?
His ass, his butt.
All right. So you shoot out the 2 rounds. One each ass cheek gets a nice bullet.
Right. And I yell out at him. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Tell me what you're gonna yell first. I want to hear.
Okay. So my idea is, as we're running past him, I step on his butt and I say, "Now you know how I feel. You're a pain in my ass."
Okay, so sure, yeah. You shoot him in the butt. He yelps out. He falls down. You run over. You step on his ass as you run through and yell that.
Yeah.
And he is not very happy at all, obviously, but he's in a lot of pain.
Oh, actually, I run back and grab his sword and then run along.
All right, he yells out a few nice curses at you.
And I say, "Back at you." Nya, 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 nya.
Yeah, the jig is up, so Snargle's hauling ass right behind Cyrus.
So there's a T-junction in front of you that goes off to the left or straight ahead. Straight ahead, a whole bunch of Marines come through the door down the hallway at you. Now that's further on down, though. Further on down, past the T-junction, that's what's happening.
Oh,
all right, so
since, let's see, it would be Cyrus, Snargle, and then is anybody immediately behind him?
Well, hang on.
Probably me.
Naomi got up, right? Obviously.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah,
and then
they're all with
the lady and Kale are behind you guys.
Okay.
You are. I'll say right now, you are another 1 level away from where the hangar is. You saw that on the map as well when you were looking away.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, my immediate question would be, do we know where these hallways leads to? I do have a special skill as a soldier of maps. If I need to roll anything from memory, exactly which way to go.
I won't even make you roll. I mean, from knowing your way around Imperial ships and seeing the map, you know. I think you know exactly how to get to the hangar.
I mean,
and
I would say we run down whichever hallway the soldiers aren't in, that it's still taking us to the hangar.
Yeah, if you take a left at that T-junction, you can make your way to the hangar that way and avoid. I mean, the soldiers will be chasing you, but you can get away from them.
Yeah. Any other ideas, Snargle? Did you were you contemplating something?
Well, the thing is, do they immediately know the person in an Imperial uniform is, someone they need to look for? So I was hoping possibly, Naomi was in between Kale and Lady Blackbird, and then Snargle could just sneak into the other junction right behind Cyrus to sort of evade the large group of enemies.
I'm going to say they can see the officer on the ground.
Okay. Then,
who is still yelling and pointing at you guys?
Well, yeah, no. Then, yeah, craftiness is not going to help here. So
yeah. But if anybody wants to make anything magical happen that would help us out, this might be a good time.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. I almost forgot. Before that happens, let me share in the chat. Lister's mate says, now the officer's like Forrest Gump. He got shot in the buttocks. Well, he can ice cream and share it with Lieutenant Dan.
Nice.
Maybe the captain will buy him ice cream later on, sure.
Good reference.
It is. Okay, yeah, so thank you, Trip, for reminding me of Lady Blackbird's ability. All right, so Lady Blackbird will shout out to all of you. Step aside
We step aside.
And does so.
And she will hold her hand out and start saying some kind of words in a strange language. You have no idea what it is. And she will, let me get to the dice roller here. She is going to use her Sorcerer Stormblood ability. And let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4,
Sounds
5.
messy.
That gives her 6. All right, that gives her 6 dice automatically. I'm going to use some more from her pool. Let's see here. Let's use 3 from the pool, actually. I'm going to take it up to 9. And let's see, 4 difficulty. Let's roll it. Yep. Okay.
Yes.
So
Nice.
she holds out her hand. Somehow, so like wind seems to whip all around her. It blows her hair all around. And then a tremendous blast of wind blasts down the corridor. And it knocks, honestly, it just knocks all the Marines like down the hallway, like tumbling all over the place like they're freaking bowling pins. And they just all land all in a freaking huge heap. And I mean, they're not all unconscious, but they're in rough shape, and they're all on the ground.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, onward.
Yep.
Onward. And as we're running along, I say, it looks like you took the wind out of their sails.
Lady Blackbird groans and be like, "Oh, I was just starting to like you, Cyrus."
And in my breath, I go, damn.
All right. Let's see. Chris Halley just joined us back in the chat. Well, hey, Chris.
Hey,
All right,
Chris.
so there you go. So let's see here. All right. So you're making your way down the corridors. I'm just making some notes here on how many things they use there.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right.
Trying to make our way to the hangar.
All right. So you guys haul ass, obviously, I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we happen to see anything like majorly mechanical or something, you know, like that looks like it's important to the ship, I might shove the sword in there, the captain's sword, just to stick a monkey wrench in something.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do that in case the hangar doors won't open up. So maybe not.
Right.
That would be bad.
All right. So maybe not. I don't know. If there's something that is mechanical that has a sign that says engines to the ship or something like that, let us know.
Okay.
Don't
All right.
pull this lever.
All right. You guys make your way. You make your way down into the hangar. As you go. Fortunately, you don't actually see any other Marines right now at the moment on your way. You do. You kind of shove some of the crew out of your way as you make your way, though. And you enter the hangar. It's quite large. There are a few different ships in there. You see the Owl, though, about midway down the hangar on the left side. And again, at the moment, there are not Marines right here. There are a bunch of crew working in the hangar, though.
All right.
And what do you guys do?
Okay, so we are indeed in the engine room now, or
No, you're in the hangar.
No, we're in the hangar.
Sorry, hangar. That's right. We skipped the engine room, didn't we?
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy getaway this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'll be no problem once we're finally in the ship.
Yeah, all I really know
nice.
to do is to make sure, I mean, this would be using our own knowledge as and crewmen, that we make sure that we get that hangar open, whatever that takes, and get the ship going.
All right.
So,
is the let's see, the oh my god, what is it? It's not the loader, is it? I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of it. We used it so many times in Star Wars.
the hatch, open the hatch.
Basically, the
ramp.
The ramp. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word.
The ramp is down to your ship. It's already down.
Okay. Okay, so that means
Yeah.
we could just probably board it right away.
Yeah, the hangar doors are closed. You see a lever though, not too far away that operates the hangar doors.
All right.
There's a
Okay.
crew person over by that panel areas.
All right.
Okay.
So,
um,
yeah, Snargle, you're pilot, yes?
yes. Oh yeah. The one and
Snargle,
only.
get on that ship.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Ship.
He literally does like little pirouettes and just rolling himself along to get to the ship as fast as possible. And
He's doing that nice dance on the way. All right, good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So all we got to do is get the lever down to get the door open.
I'm thinking,
Mhm.
pull the lever so hard it can never close it again.
I'm thinking so too.
Yeah, that sounds like a good job for you, Naomi.
And I am going to try to sneak over there because in ex-slave I have sneak and hide as part of my abilities.
You do.
All
So
right.
with ex-slave, sneak, hide, run, tough, endure, but sneak and hide with the ex-slave. So they give me 4 dice to try to creep over there.
Did you guys tell me this? How did you enter? Did you enter the hangar trying to be a little more quiet, or did you kind of just burst in?
I would want to enter trying to be a little more quiet about it because we have no idea how many people were in that hangar before we get in there.
Could be.
That's
there was-
okay.
And it's not like the people chasing us are going to be right on our heels.
Right.
Okay. So, and I will say there's, in the hangar, there's probably other cargo containers and other things that you could hide behind as you try to approach people. All right. So
Snargle's
Naomi,
probably small enough that he can walk between the 3 people dressed as officers and nobody will notice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, and there's probably enough people milling around that you're not necessarily going to draw attention right away to yourselves.
And I'm trying to quickly make my way to the ship, guarding, with the lady by my side and Kale on the other side. And we're just
Sure.
going along as fast as we can.
All right. So Naomi, since with all the stuff going on, I'm actually going to say this is probably going to be pretty easy to sneak up. So I'll just say it's a 2.
Okay. And just because of my luck with rolling tonight, we're going to go ahead and add a die.
Sounds good.
So that will give me 5 dice to sneak across the hangar.
All right.
Oh, you've got it.
Jesus.
Flippin' kidding me.
All right. So Naomi tries to creep up on the crew member, and she thinks she's just about to reach him, but of course she kicks a oil can that's on the ground, and the guy spins around and is like, "Huh?" And he's very surprised to see you like near him. Right. He's like, "Who are you?"
And then I got to take him out and
Yeah.
get to the witch.
All right. So now this is a 3 difficulty to attack this guy.
Oh, good God. All right. I'm just going to add 2 dice because at this point, since I can't seem to roll above anything decent.
Oh wait, by the way, I'm sorry. You got your dice pool back for the last one because you failed, and you got an extra die when you fail. Remember too.
Oh,
I think
crud.
we were forgetting that, but
Yeah.
completely
that's only when you
forgot
spend dice pool that happens, though.
that. Oh, I should probably
Nice.
go back to my
And-
5.
So yeah, that's all right. We know that for the future now.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember, so I'm not going to mess with it. Okay, so that gives me 8 dice to take this guy out.
Nice.
And a good thing, too. Jeez.
All right. So
Holy shit.
what did you do to him?
So basically, I'm basically get behind him and choke him out while I scoot, using him as kind of like a shield to get to the lever to pull. So maybe somebody at a casual glance won't notice that I'm over there.
Okay. All right. So you got a strong grip on him. He's flailing around, but he's not going anywhere because he's a weakling compared to you. So you have him in one hand. You pull the lever with the other one, and then you just let him. He loses consciousness. You just let him go by like a rag doll.
Yeah. And I'm snapping the handle off.
Okay, yep, you can definitely do that with your destruction thing or whatever, I'm sure.
Yes. So nobody's closing it.
All right, and then the hangar doors, which are very huge, very
Right.
large iron doors, they make a very large noise as they begin to open slowly.
And
Okay.
I'm running for the ship.
Which now does draw the attention of the crew.
Yes, to make
Right.
the escape even quicker, as Snargle boarded the ship, he revved up everything he possibly could and actually started moving the ship forward. So hopefully Naomi's athletic enough to jump onto the ramp because he's keeping it open.
Yeah, and I yell at Kale to get on the guns and start shooting anything that looks threatening. We're going to blast our way out of here if we have to.
All right. So as you guys are doing, so as Naomi's running across the hangar at breakneck speed, as the owl is lifting off, Marines show up, and there was walkways at the top of the hangar. So a bunch of Marines come out, and they start shooting at the. Actually, they start shooting at the owl, also at Naomi, I guess, as well. But since you are running so fast, it's going to be much harder to hit you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
And I tell Kale to start shooting at those Marines.
okay. So actually, I don't think Kale has any abilities in shooting. I think, but I believe Snargle.
Yes, he's actually a gunner.
He can operate it from the pilot seat. I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He has
Yeah.
what was it, Sky Sailor and pilot, so he's got gunnery, aim, let's see, the, what was it? Actually, I could just look it up. Oh, I don't have that yet. Battle.
Well,
Yeah, but you have definitely gunnery and aim.
Yeah,
and duck like close to where the ramp that's still open, and give Naomi covering fire at any Marines that start shooting at her.
Okay, so once that starts happening, the Marines actually. Okay, let's do a roll for the ship guns. And if folks, if you're looking at the chat on the center top there, that's actually a picture of the ship, and there's a turret gun on the top of it, which I'm going to say can actually rotate around that gun.
mm-hmm.
So let's see here. What do you got? You got Sky Sailor, gunnery, aim. So that's 4.
I think so.
Let's see. Well, I'm going to say, I'm trying to think. What do you guys think? Is it a little easier maybe to hit them with this kind of a thing?
Well,
Since they're very large guns, yes.
I was probably right.
my argument is you don't have to hit them.
That's true. You can hit the walkway and just blow
Blow
that
the
apart.
walkway out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say this is a 3 then, and not a 4 like usual for these guys.
Okay. Well, you know what? Just because he's feeling a little bit antsy, he's going to go for the big bucks here and expend all of the rest of his dice. So this will bring it up to a 9.
Nice.
Are you going to use your secret of the lucky break?
Yes.
Okay.
So to get all of them
That lets him get all his dice back that he spent in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But only once per session. So, hey,
yeah.
this seems like a good a time as any.
It seems like a good time to go for it.
There we go.
All right, 4 successes. All right, so the gun spits out these very large bullets. They rip through. Since Snargle's kind of a nicer guy,
Yeah,
they rip
he's
through the
attempted to
walkway.
immobilize them, yeah.
They rip through the walkway, and the Marines all tumble down it. They bounce off crates, smash through them on the floor, and they're not in good shape.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
And Naomi has hopped on. I would say probably at this point has hopped onto the ramp.
Yay!
Yeah.
And then in one swift
While
motion,
this
he's
is going
going
on,
to
I'm-
close that ramp and gun it. Not the guns, of course. The ship.
Going on, and I'm looking for guys to fire at. I'm calmly saying over my shoulder to Lady Blackbird, I'm saying, "Oh, by the way, if you open that little compartment over there, there's some nice champagne, some freeze-dried strawberries, and there's some other finger foods in there. So just sit back and relax. We have this taken care of, my lady."
Oh, well, she'll say, "Oh, well, thank you, Captain. That's very generous of you. Just like home." And you could get
I'm here to serve.
And I think you hit your key for that, Trip.
Okay.
In the chat, Matrix says, shoot a giant smiley face into the side of the ship.
If I had gotten more than just 4 successes, I think I would have mentioned that.
All right.
Let's do this. All right, let's do a little quick break here so we can use the facilities, or at least I can.
Sounds good.
Sure. Sounds good.
So this is good. So folks, so if you're watching, we'll be back in a minute, and we'll see what happens here as they try to make their escape here from the this huge ship. We'll be right back, folks.
Khaleesi. So, of course, all we need to do now is do the trench run and find the exhaust port.
Okay.
What has transpired in my absence?
Nothing as far as I know.
Good. Good. Oh man, I have to say I do like the game so far.
Oh yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's really up to the players and the GM to make it fun, though.
True.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, folks, actually let us know what. Like I said, this is the first time we played this. It's again they didn't. Well, I kind of like it that they didn't give a lot of information. It's very kind of basic type stuff, but it's kind of cool. We can kind of make what we want out of it, and it's pretty. But I like the characters. I like the. I always like steampunk vibes anyway, and like airships. I always love that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that's fun. But let us know what you think, and let us know what you think, because we may do more of these kind of ideas of these shorter, like either one shots or maybe 2 or 3 session gaming stuff in between D&D stuff. Tell us if you want to see more of that. We might try some different game systems. By the way, Matrix says, don't mind the peepholes in your room. That's just for ventilation. That's what Cyrus probably did to Lady Blackbird, I get it.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Oh, so there won't be any problem with jabbing long knives into those ventilation holes, right?
Ooh. Whoa.
All right. Everybody back? Everybody ready?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. Well, in the chat, Madrick says it's fun. I like it. He likes the game. All right, cool. Yeah, let us know,
That's
folks.
good.
Cool. Nice.
We've got some other ideas that are on the back burner at the moment for things we might try.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it at the end, actually. Because another ones, Steve, I figured this was a good one to try out, maybe to do it before I did the other one, or we just started doing that one. So,
Gotcha.
anyway, all right. So here we go. Oh, Trip, yes. Do you want to add something?
Oh yeah, just one brief thing because I know it says you can do this anytime in the game. So I have 5 XP now, and I'm going to spend them on a tag underneath Warrior, and I'm going to purchase Hail of Lead, adding to all my gun firing things.
Ooh, Hail of Lead.
I assume
Nice.
it means like a hailstorm of lead. So
yeah, that means you can fire. Okay,
Yeah.
so the guns must have multiple bullets then, because you can shoot a bunch of them once. Probably is what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless
I
you just
would think so.
reload stupid fast.
Right. He's like, he has Snargle sitting there reloading for him every time.
Maybe it's like Deadlands. Maybe he's got a Gatlin pistol.
Oh.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Anybody else?
Actually, maybe I can. Go ahead.
How many extra XP do the rest of you guys have?
I think that's
I've
4.
Got 3, but I could argue for 4 on the last fight with the officer who got away, because there's the key of the warrior. You crave the crash and roar of battle. The tougher the better when you do battle with a worthy or superior foes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's a good point. I'll give you one for the officer, dude.
Nice. Okay. So me and
All right. So you guys are just one away. Then.
Yeah.
You two are just
Yeah.
one away.
we don't have a romantic
every time
love
you get 5
interest.
XP, they can advance something. Like as Trip just got a new ability or new type under his trait, which will help them with rolls and stuff.
Which is
Yeah.
always
Right.
good.
Definitely.
Definitely.
All right, here we go. Let's see here. Oh, so Chris Cadley in the chat says, since I got here late, could you do a brief description of the game? Sure, Chris. Yeah, if anybody's picking us up here. So it's called Lady Blackbird. It's a steampunk kind of inspired game. So basically, you have a lot of people travel around in airships between different worlds. And there's breathable gas, though, so that's how you can travel through the atmosphere between all these different worlds. There's an Imperial worlds, which kind of think almost like the Galactic Empire of Star Wars in a way. And the Imperials and the nobles are very rich, and they have slaves and servants and all that stuff. And then there's free worlds, and where people can live in freedom. And there's also pirates and stuff like that. And like Cyrus is actually, so it's kind of like a pirate captain, which is Trip is playing in this game. Actually, I don't know if you're a pirate or not. Are you a pirate or kind of just a smuggler?
I'm a smuggler. I still feel like
Yeah.
it's a Han Solo
Yeah.
type,
Or if you want to look at the Empire a different way, you could think of them as the Alliance from Firefly.
Firefly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Firefly's a good kind of reference for this, probably feel of the game maybe a little bit too.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Good job. Yeah. All right. Okay, so here we go. So if you just joined us, folks, where we just left off is, all right, so the Owl, which is Cyrus's ship, piloted by Snargle. So you guys just rocketed out of the hangar, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
floor this baby.
And I'm sure we're going to get away without being chased.
All right. So yes, the Owl shoots out of the hangar, massively dwarfed by this huge ship.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say, evasive maneuvers. See if you can fire and disable something in the engines.
I'd say let's just run for it while they're trying to communicate between all their different weapons and systems.
All right.
Because the communications are still down unless they manage to fix all that up. But it was sabotaged, so.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
All right. So
Let's get the hell out of here.
all right. So Snargle guns it, floors it.
Oh yeah, bypassing all safety protocols. So.
All right. As you do it, you hear Kale on the intercom swear at you for screwing up the ship, probably. Okay, so as you're taking off, the multiple guns on the Imperial ship rotate around, tracking towards you guys, and they start firing off. Fortunately, since you are a much smaller ship, it is much more difficult for them to hit you.
Excellent. So this is exactly where Snargle shines. He gets this ear-to-ear grin and just starts leaning into the controls, getting all into this and making swirly awesome moves. This as a pilot being daring, steady, maneuvering, evasion, tricky flying. That's
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, huh? Oh, wait. That's actually 7 with the one you get, right?
Yep.
Right.
And
Okay.
just to, you know what, for old time's sakes, he's going to throw in a barrel roll for all of this to make it more fun.
All right. So obviously you're being a daredevil. You're using one of your keys. Okay. So let's say, actually, hang on here. I thought they might have given me some tips here on like what the difficulty would be. Yeah, skyship battles. Let's see here. Fire. So okay, what they say is, if you're firing on an enemy ship, it's a 3. If you're firing on a smaller ship, it's 4. So if you're firing on a smaller, faster ship, oh yes, that'd be more difficult. Right. Okay, but for you, since we're turning around, you're the defender, so it should be easier. So this should actually probably only be a 2, by going by those rules, I suppose.
Right.
Since you're so much smaller, yeah. So I'll say this is only a 2 difficulty.
Ooh, okay.
Hopefully, it should not be much of a problem with all those dice you have.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, yep.
Yes.
Okay. So, wow, man, the ship. I don't know if you guys have ever seen piloting this amazing. The ship does amazing corkscrew barrel rolls. It's going all over the place. The shots from the Imperial ship go flying past it. Some almost hit it, but it's almost like Snargle just saw how close he could get without getting hit by the shots.
As soon as he's out of the gun's range, he just sort of sets it to cruise control, leans back, presses on the comm button, and says, "You should tell your men to take off the blindfolds first. It helps with aiming."
Well, since their communications are down, they cannot respond to that.
Meanwhile, as all this jerking around and fancy flying is going on, Naomi's cursing and swearing, trying to bandage her shoulder.
Right. And Lady Blackbird actually got thrown from her chairs, and all the champagne spilled all over her.
Snargle is just completely
Motherfucker,
unaware of all
Snargle.
of
Well, but on the intercom, she actually yells out, "Snargle!"
What? Too much fun.
All right, you obviously get an XP if you want it for the daredevil stuff.
Okay, good.
So you've been advanced now, right?
All right.
I believe so. Yes.
Chris Hadley in the chat says, "I hope Snargle has a license to pilot this ship." I don't know if he has a license or not.
I mean, that's where you get the best stuff. Is usually it's illegal.
Right. That's why we got pulled over. They saw the goblin driving.
Also in the chat, Madrek says, "Skywrite a big dick in the sky."
Wow. Nice.
Oh man.
All right. So so you avoided all the shells. I mean, so the Imperial ship turns to try to pursue you, but there's no way it's gonna catch up to you guys. At
Sounds
least
good.
everything, not the speed you're traveling.
I go into the galley for about 5 minutes, and then I return with a big tray of tiki drinks, and I pass tiki drinks out to everyone and say, excellent piloting, Snargle, and my lady, here you go for the spilled champagne. Naomi, that was some fine fighting out there. And why don't we just take a few moments to have a nice, refreshing break? And
Wow.
maybe you can explain what a refreshing break is, Jeff.
Yes. Wow. Great timing. So, folks, this game, a refreshment scene doesn't have to have drinks associated with it, but it does in this case. But a refreshment,
could.
a refreshment scene means when the characters kind of take a little break. They have a little chat with each other, so it's a chance for some role play. But it's also a chance where they can get all their dice pools back to 7, which is what they started with.
Cool.
Also, you may remove a condition. Okay, so I'm going to say Naomi can get rid of the injured stat if there is. Yeah, I'm going to say you did whatever medical stuff you need to do, right? You probably have some
bandaging and making sure the bullet still isn't in there.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say, do you guys think you would have any training in removing bullets or experience? Not even if it's not on your sheet, if it just makes sense in your character.
I mean, I would, being a soldier, but just letting you know, that is something I can purchase in the future under Survivor as a medic tag.
Oh, okay.
But I still feel like on the battlefield I would have at least assisted or had to dig out a bullet on my own. Okay. Whether I'm great at it or not, I would know how to take out a bullet.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's say you operated. You took the bullet out of Naomi. Since you don't have the medic thing yet, though, you weren't the most skillful at it, and it hurt like fuck when you took it out. And what did Naomi do when he took the bullet out and it really hurt? Or say?
Sorry, had it muted.
Okay.
She's basically just biting down on a like a rolled piece of cloth and trying not to swear profusely while the bullet's taken out.
And Snargle, bring over that special bottle of rum that we have hidden. She deserves a few shots of that.
No problem.
Yeah, so give you a little bit of rum to suffer through this.
She nods her thanks and takes a swig.
And Lady Blackbird will put her hand on Naomi's uninjured shoulder and say, "Thank you for protecting me as always. You are a loyal bodyguard."
She says, "Of course, my lady."
And so throw the sirens and say, like, "Well, I can't believe you actually did something good and rescued us. Got us out of there."
And I say, you know what? Enough about me. Let's hear more about you, my lady. So, what's this count got that Naomi doesn't have, or Kale doesn't have here, or Snargle, or that I don't have? What's this count got? I mean, what's this pirate king got that clearly I've been drinking? What's this pirate king got that we don't have?
Well, compared to you, well, he knows how to groom himself much better.
All right. I let out a little fart. My lady.
But then she gets a little quiet and says, it's actually been 6 years since I've seen him, so I'm actually not even sure how we'll feel about each other.
Oh, yeah, that long-distance relationships are hard. Longevity relationships, oh, I don't know. Man, I don't think I could do that. I don't know how anybody could do that.
Snargle will nudge him with his elbow, and say, well, if we get out of this alive, then, I'm pretty sure I could hook you up with my aunt.
You say that to Cyrus?
Yes.
What?
So what? Yeah, Cyrus, what do you respond to that?
I didn't that. Wait, I didn't quite hear. Did you say?
Snargle said that if things didn't work out with Lady Blackbird and you guys, everyone makes it out okay, he was totally going to hook you up with his aunt.
His aunt.
Oh, you're going to hook me up with your aunt. Oh, that is quite the generous of any goblin ants I've ever seen a picture of. Your aunt is the most stunning goblin I've ever seen.
Really?
And I give you a shot of the good rum.
Oh, he'll gladly accept it and get back to piloting with a nice bit of alcohol in him now.
Right.
Kale, who is also enjoying the alcohol, says, don't mind the captain, lady. He's not used to a woman of your stature. He's used to sleeping with whores.
He's joking, my lady. He's absolutely joking. And I just laugh the biggest laugh, and I'd be like, ah! Kale, you're hilarious! Get the fuck off the brig.
Kale takes a bottle with him in. Kale takes a bottle with him in and walks out.
Yeah. Oh, and you've been drinking too much, but you just go ahead and enjoy, Kale. Enjoy.
In the chat, Madrick says, crash on a deserted island, then Cyrus would increase his odds of getting with Lady Blackbird.
It's crazy enough to just work.
And then Victor says, Kale is not a good wingman.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right, so that was a good refreshment scene. You all get 7. Your dice rolls back to 7.
Sweet.
So you're not injured anymore. Naomi also says you can regain the use of a secret depending on the. Let's see here. Blah blah blah. Yeah. All right. You know what? I'll let you guys, if you want, get your secret back that you used.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, yeah, gladly.
Since clearly all my secrets have been exposed.
You could take I'll give you a key though for the trying to be subtle about the Lady Blackbird thing.
Give me suave. Right there. Thank you.
All right, so let's see here. All right, so you guys are flying in the ship. All right, so here's the just remind you. So your mission again is to get Lady Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
Whoa!
That's a whole other story.
Right.
Well,
that's part of her disguise.
I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm working on making it to the lady's Blackbeard. Sorry.
All right. Thank goodness you didn't say that as character.
Now I'm having flashbacks of Black Sails.
I love Black Sails. I love Black Sails.
Yes. There is a wonderful Blackbeard scene.
I don't think I've gotten to yet because I'm on the season where where he shows up, and I'm early in that season. So.
Well, no, this is the very first season I'm thinking of.
Yeah, go and watch the first season. You actually get introduced to Blackbeard early on. We'll just leave it at that.
All right. So anyway, let's back to this. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, your mission is Lady Blackbird to transport her to the Pirate King Uriah Flint, which is in the Remnants. But the Remnants are a thing where think of it like there's all these like kind of almost like think of it I guess pieces of like planets or asteroids or something, debris all over the place, and the only way to navigate through that if someone tells you the secret passage to his base.
Right.
Yeah.
I did notice that's under new keys and secrets. You actually have to buy the secret of the true course, but you have to hear it from someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, all right. So you are very close to Haven, which is the most prominent of the free worlds. It says there's a sprawling city hub. The trade union tries to impose some order on the bickering clans and factions of the free people. Slavery is outlawed here. Many ex-slaves make Haven their home.
Okay.
So that's close by, and then close by to Haven is Nightport, where half this world does not rotate, so half of it is always in darkness, and that's where pirates and smugglers conduct many of their raids from.
Sneaky bastards.
If you need anything in Haven, I say we could stop off, but at the same time, I'm wondering if we should just head on to the Pirates Cove and see. Well, we could ask in Haven if there's a contact with a pirate that would know the way through the remnants, or should we just head into the Pirates Cove and
Play
find
some miniature
somebody
golf.
that does? yeah.
So
Golf.
in the chat, Chris Alley says, never pilot the ship drunk. And then Dazzle says, excuse me, Chris Alley, you should only pilot the ship drunk. Preferably with a cigar.
I like your style, Dazzle.
Dazzles, but you can call him Dazzles.
Oh, Dazzle. Can I call you Dazzle? I kind of
He's
like
dazzling.
it. There you go.
So, Nightfort, we will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yes, exactly.
Sounds like a good place to me.
I think that's probably the most likely place to find someone who knows the way through the remnants.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, yeah. I mean, this is metagamey, but somebody's going to have 5 XP saved up for us to even find out from someone.
Right.
Well, I'm actually I'm looking also at some of the things to the GM.
Well, I'm
Here.
1 point away.
Yeah,
That's true.
Not an advancement yet, so.
right. Or we could possibly hire somebody to bring with us to show us the way too.
That's true.
Seems like that could be an option.
Yep,
You
absolutely.
trust a navigator. So what do you guys think? Sure, or should we go straight to the pirates?
Dazzle says in the chat, I'm willing to bet that at least one character will be drunk, half naked, trying to fly the ship by the time they reach Pirates Cove, with the rest of the crew arguing over one true pairings. I guess that's what he's saying. 1 TPs. Nice. And he says Dazzles is fine. To call him that.
Cool. You're dazzling us with your humor.
Yeah, there you go.
So what do you guys think? What do you think, Naomi? Ready to head straight to the pirates?
Well, it is up to my lady.
Yeah, how does Blackbird feel about all this?
Well, okay, so yeah, I guess Lady Blackbird would say, she might say, perhaps we should stop in Haven. I've heard that there are, we may be able to use some contacts that could point us in the right direction, where Flint might be. And also, I can get some new clothes since your Snargle's ridiculous flying ruined these.
Don't worry, it's just a chance for Cyrus to see you naked.
What?
I slapped Cyrus. I slapped Snargle across the ears, and I'm just like, shut up! Honey, I will be happy to cost of any of your clothes that have been ruined by our careless but abled and skilled.
Very well, but you are not seeing me naked, Captain.
No, please. I couldn't even think about it. I mean, I couldn't think about it, but yes, of course.
Snargle's already walking up to the other part of the ship, just laughing.
Are you calling me ugly, Captain?
No, my lady, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite.
Oh, you're an interesting man, Captain. I'll have to keep my eye on you.
And I will keep my eye averted respectfully.
Right, because also at that point, Naomi is standing at her shoulder and just kind of watching.
Yes. And when I see that stare, I say, averted respectfully. Boobs.
In the chat, Dezel says, "Okay, who was wearing the ruined officer outfit? Are they still wearing it?" Oh, that's good. I guess that's right. I guess 3 of them are still wearing the, or have you changed out of it at this point? I guess.
I feel like during the refreshing time, we would have, taken off the uniforms.
Okay, that's true. Right. So you guys are all back in your more normal clothes, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But did he have something dazzling to say?
No, he was just questioning that. He had a question.
Oh, fair enough.
All right.
Okay.
So, Lady Blackbird will say, like, well, I leave the decision to you, Captain. You obviously have a much better understanding of the seedy underworld. That's your element, not mine.
That is true. So I say, yes, let's head into Haven. We will choose a very the most respectable place in the seedy underworld.
Okay, now wait. Do you want Haven? Haven is one of the free worlds. That's not really seedy.
I know. I'm joking. So anyway, I say I just do a wonderful place of my lady, somebody that I am good friends with in the not so up and up world, we'll say. With great respect.
All right, very well.
And I will send you to a spa for the day, and there you can have your black beard trimmed. Joking. Anyway. All right.
So are you telling Snargle to go to Haven?
Snargle, let's head to the city of chastity. That's the name of the city.
Myself, but not a problem.
All right.
So yeah,
so we get there, and
so Snargle flies you into Haven. By the way, folks, these are all like floating, like lands and worlds, if you want to envision that.
Yeah.
So the airship lands on on one of the pads for the city of Chastity. Which, interestingly enough, unlike the name, it's actually known for its brothels.
Of course it is. Which is why the captain wants to go here.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. That's where it'll be when she's at a spa. Naomi, you can look after her ladyship. We'll be next door.
All right, so are you going to get off the ship, I'm assuming?
Yeah, let's get off the ship.
All right.
And
go ahead.
And I give the whoever's in charge, of the pad and whatever, some forged papers. We're the flying mongoose under these forged papers, and we are spice traders. Sounds good to me.
So, are we talking Star Wars spice traders?
No. No, we're just talking like basil and parsley.
Okay, that's
Wink.
Right.
I swear, officer. It's only oregano.
Sounds good. All right.
Wait. Let's make a check to see if your forgeries will hold up to them.
Okay. Well, that is a skill that I have. So.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah. So let me see what that's under and see if there's anything else. Apologize. 1 second. Hi, I'm looking at the wrong thing. But I know that's under my character.
In the chat, Madrick says Chastity was the name of the stripper that founded the city. Nice.
Love it. So yeah, I love it.
And then Dezel says, for a good time, literally call anyone at any number.
So yeah, I think I would have 3 bonus because it's smuggler is the trade, and then deception and forgery underneath. So 3.
So that's 4. So that's 4 plus the one they
Nice.
give you. Yeah. I'll say
4,
this.
and what would this be?
3.
All right, 4, and then I'll
And you
kick
have
in
all
an
your
extra
dice.
one. So I'll kick in an extra one, so it's at 6. And I have to get a 3.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Perfectly legit.
Hang on, let me just go over here. It's not showing up on mine for some reason. What is it? Oh yeah, there are 4 successes. I see now.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So yep. So the dude says, yeah, he takes it, no problem.
Yep. All right. Great. Just keep her safe and sound and ready for us at any moment. Because you never know
You got it, boss.
who's going to need spice the next time.
Yeah, he says, you got it, boss.
All right. And does anybody have bribe or anything?
I actually have.
I guess we don't need bribe.
Well, I mean, what was
Sorry,
it? I have.
that's not part of my skills.
I'm just. It's
I have
fine.
trade. But
I just give him 25 credits, whatever the thing that's like a good tip. A good tip. Not outrageous, but a good tip.
10 shekels.
Whatever. it is.
But hang on here, the chat. By the way, THYME time? Is that a spice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, like parsley,
All right, so-
sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Oh, okay, so Chris Hadley in the chat says, well, fellas, enjoy your time in chastity. Nice, Chris.
Good word.
Very nice. All right, so yeah, I'm thinking chastity is I think these places are probably pretty bustling hubs of, like, a lot of merchants, a lot of different places, a lot of people milling around.
All right.
What do you guys want to do?
Well, we need to figure out some contacts. So, my lady, did you have any particular contacts that you would recommend? I mean, I do have contacts that we can talk to too, but you're the one that knows about Flint.
Yes, well, please, why don't we use your contacts? I can't wait to meet people that you call friends. I'm sure they're just as lovely as you.
And meanwhile, I'm doing my bodyguard thing, which is being insightful, aware, coiled, and keen, looking for anyone who's paying undue attention to us.
Oh, well, that's smart of you, because you should roll for that. So let's see. How many was that? Did you get?
And I might even argue traps.
In this case, I wouldn't say traps, but the other ones.
Okay, so let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 dice.
That includes the one they give you for free.
Yeah, that includes the one they give me. Oh, 3 successes.
I'm trying to think what this is going to be. I'll say this is a 4.
Yeah, okay, then I failed it.
Oh.
Jury roll? I didn't,
Yeah,
so there's
I-
a delay on the. I'm going to go back over this.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I have 3 successes.
Too bad.
All right.
Well,
I'll say
are
this.
you?
I'll say this.
Yeah.
You feel like you might have caught somebody out of the corner of your eye that you thought might have been following you guys, but it seemed like then he disappeared into the crowd and you didn't really get a good look at him.
Okay. I'm mentioning to the others, we might have somebody following us. I don't know for sure. I didn't get a good look. But it seems like someone was following us and they've ducked out of sight.
Oh, good, good. Just what we needed.
So Jeff, I'm assuming with my familiarity with this city, I'm going to duck us all into the first like big business, and then out the backside through an alleyway into another business out the backside, and just kind of do a fast little, switch up, backtrack all over the place until we come to a tavern that I like.
Sure. Let's see. What kind of, you think any of your things apply to this if you're trying to do that?
Yeah, I would say under smuggler, probably the sneak, hide, and camouflage.
Sure. So
Kind of
that's
feel like those all.
1, 2, 3,
So
4,
that would
5.
be 4.
And that's
Yep,
5
5,
plus the one
okay.
they give you. Let's say this is a 3.
Okay, so 5, and when they give you, so I'll spend 1 more on it. And I apologize, I got lost. So that's 6 then?
If you're adding 1, yeah, it's 6.
Okay, cool. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Just
Yep.
got it.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
All right. So, yep, you maneuver through all these different areas. Like, man, you know this place like the back of your hand.
Yup.
You even impressed Lady Blackbird. You're so good at it. Yeah, right. So you do all that, and you're feeling pretty confident.
Excellent. And when she looks impressed, I say, "Well, what can I say? I'm good at getting myself out of tight places." Wink, wink. Don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Which
Anyway.
she elicits another groan and then just walks away.
And I whisper over to Snaggle, "Oh, she'll be groaning soon enough."
Of that, I'm sure.
Implying a little bit of sarcasm.
Ah. I spot him on the back of the head again. And I
Not
say,
a big fan of truth, are you?
So in the chat, by the way, Madrick says, grab the first person you see and ask them, who does number 2 work for?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
and I say, "Snargle, I know you want me to marry your aunt, but come on. All right,
So that
so
doesn't make you Randy.
we duck into a tavern where I have contacts, some general contacts, we'll say.
Okay, sure. So yeah, you duck in there. It's so what kind of a place is this, would you say? This tavern?
Yeah, I would say it's very dimly lit. A place where where they're more kind of lower class type people, and definitely some sort of shady looking people, but also that clearly has good food, and some music is going on, and there's some bell sort of thing going on.
All right. The lady will say, "Captain, you take me to the nicest places."
Well, sometimes you have to go to places where there are people that know things.
Of course. So who should we talk to?
So I say,
Sure,
first,
sorry, Trip.
let's all sit in that cron, and it's kind of dimly lit around, but you can still like sort of see there's sort of sheerings, and it's lit with candlelight.
Okay, so sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. Did you say are you sitting in a corner somewhere? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
But,
Sorry, are the rest of you guys hearing me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Trip just keeps cutting in and out. So
crap! I'm sorry.
It's okay. We can hear
Can
you
you
now.
hear me now?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so they're like sheer curtains that are sort of around this area too. So in and out all that well, but you can see shadows and everything. And I just open it slightly, so we're slightly concealed.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yep. And I wave one of the waitresses over that's got really big bosoms.
I assume so.
Right. And I
Okay,
say,
so what?
Go ahead.
So what's her name?
her name is Bubbles.
Okay, so Bubbles, Bubbles, Buxom Bubbles will come over, and she'll be like, "Hey, honey, what's up?" And she'll sit in your lap, Cyrus.
Whoa, Bubbles, you're so forward. You're so forward.
He's like, "Oh,
So,
what do you mean? That's not what you said last time."
And
The
anyway,
lady will arch her eyebrow at you.
I put my finger over Bubbles' lips, and I put some cash like between her boobs, and I say, "Shh, enough of that, honey. I'm entertaining VIPs, all right?" And I say, "Could you let Sam know that we're here?
Sure thing, honey.
Tell Sam that the mongoose has landed."
You got it. She'll kiss you before she leaves.
I don't know. I just bring out these things in random women. My apologies, my lady.
Interesting that you don't bring it out in me, Captain.
Secretly, Snargle is like dying on the inside, just like holding his head up with both hands, laughing.
Ouch.
In the chat, by the way, listeners wants to know: oh, is this Hooters you're at?
One would only guess.
Is it Tuesday night? Can we get free wings? Or the endless wings?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
So a few minutes
Funny
later,
you should say that, Naomi, but yes, it is wings night.
yes, and actually, Bubbles comes over with a plate of wings for you guys, and some drinks and some mugs.
Nice. And the name of this place in the city of Chastity is the Horny Toad.
Of course it is.
The Horny Toad with Bubbles, the waitress, and Sam, the shady contact.
Okay, so Sam does come in a few minutes later. What does Sam look like?
So Sam is a very fat man with a very ornate kind of coat, and he also wears a tiny little tricorn hat on his head that's meant to look kind of silly and comical. And he does have an eye patch on one eye. And let's see, anything else? Sure, and he has a fan in the other hand.
Oh, it's quite the character.
Fan.
What kind of a hat was it?
A tiny tricorned hat, and a big pirate's coat, and a little fan in one hand.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so he comes in, he sits down opposite you. Since he's so big, he kind of has to really squeeze in. And he actually squeezes right next to Lady Blackbird, who does not look so happy about having him so close to her.
All right. And let's say he's very effeminate, okay? Just kind of a gay, large pirate. Pirate with a little tricorn hat.
I like it. it.
And he's like, "Honey, let me tell you the news." and I say, Sam, fill us in on all your business.
Okay.
Drinks are on me, Sam.
All right, so Sam, let's say Sam tells you a whole bunch of different, rumors going on and all that stuff. Something about the Imperials, about chastity, about all different places and pirates and stuff. Very fascinating stuff.
I laugh and laugh at every little joke he makes, and I say, Sam, you are cray cray.
The lady is a little aghast at some of these tales that she's hearing.
All right. So I say, Sam, now you have to keep this a secret on your life, all right? Cross your heart, pinky swear. Pinky swear,
Oh,
Sam.
yeah, sorry. So Sam does it, yes.
Okay, good. And I say, so Sam, we somehow need to find our way into the remnants and make contact with none other than... Who do you think, Sam? Who do you think we need to find in the remnants?
Gee, I don't know.
Who's the famous pirate in the remnants?
No, come on. Even you're not that stupid, Cyrus.
Well, I'm not talking about being stupid or not, but
the lady will pipe up
we
and
have
say,
to make our way.
Okay, sorry. The lady will pipe up and say, yes, he is that stupid.
All right, sure, Sam. I am that stupid. We have to find our way in there to
Captain Flint?
Shh. Jeez. Yes, to Captain Flint. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, Sam. All right? Or you're going to have to deal with those. And I point right to Naomi's breasts. And I say, I mean, her. And I have seen her murder several people just yesterday. And I'm not joking. I crapped my pants. I crapped my pants.
No, actually, that was the guard, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. She ripped a guard's hand off and crapped his pants, and then I wore his pants. And if you tell anybody, then you're going to crap your pants. Actually, she's going to kill you, and we're going to put the pants that the guy she killed and crapped in that I wore.
That sounds like a lot of crap.
It is. But I'm not full of crap.
At this point, Sam is very confused about what's happening.
All right, Sam.
At this point, Naomi's looking over to Sam. Is he normally like this?
This is a little bit worse than usual, actually, but not too far off. So basically what you're saying is you want to find passage to Flint's secret base headquarters.
Well, passage or somebody that can show us the way that, comes aboard the mongoose, and helps us into the remnants, or somebody that can tell us the way.
In the chat, Dezel said, "This is the most over-the-top way to punish somebody."
He's not wrong.
All right. Well, Sam will say, "Well, I've heard that. Your best chance of probably finding that out, even though I think you're crazy to want to do it, is to go to Nightport and go to one of the pirate dens over there. Particularly the guys. Give me the name of a pirate band.
Let's
or in
see.
the chat, you can give me two if you want.
The Red Sails.
Oh, cool. I was thinking red. So the Yeah, so he'll say, yes, you might seek out the notorious pirate band, the Red Sails, in Nightport. I've heard they've had dealings with Flint before. They might have the information you seek. Though, I warned you, Cyrus, Flint does not take kindly to uninvited visitors.
Sam, do you know a way that I could get invited?
I don't personally, but perhaps the Red Sails can help you.
All right. So, Sam, I tell you what. Here's a little money. You go have yourself some fun at that little place that we both know.
Oh, yeah, Sam's eyes will light up and snatch the money, saying, yep, always a pleasure, Cyrus.
Oh, you'll be pleasured.
And he'll scoot away.
Snargle's wondering what type of freaking establishment that could be.
You don't think you want to know.
Don't ask.
No.
All right. And
You don't
yes,
want to know, but they are very good at fencing swords. That's all I'm going to say.
And I think that is a good spot to probably wrap up tonight.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So, we'll end it right there. And again, so in the chat, tell us if you enjoyed that. Because if you did, we could certainly do this again. And like you said, probably in either another session or two, we could wrap up this adventure. I feel like what we did so far. But that's pretty good. These guys, they escaped from the Imperial ship. They had some fun bannering. And then they got some good lead here on the on Pirate Flint's base.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
So we'll pick back up in the Horny Toad?
That's right. That's the name of this tavern, right? The Horny Toad?
Yes.
Where else?
Yes.
All right. And yes, the next we can see if maybe will Cyrus ever be able to win the heart of Lady Blackbird?
I tell you what, I'm on a roll.
Right. Even though all your compatriots for some reason seem to want to cock block you, but
I'm probably cock blocking myself enough.
Snargle just thinks it's funny, and Naomi has a job to do. So
Right. I'm actually paid to do this.
I guess that's true.
right. You're like bodyguard / cock blocker.
A good one at that.
Oh yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, let us know, folks, if you like this in the chat. And let's see. You guys. What did you guys think? Did you have fun?
Oh yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah, it was
fun.
fun.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool.
So-
Our folks, thank you very much, folks, for tuning in, particularly some people for the first time. Appreciate it. We do this every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday Night Mayhem. Every other week is Dungeons and Dragons, so that's what we'll be doing next week, where Somnus is our DM. If you haven't seen last week's episode, check it out. It was a really awesome one. A lot of big story things happen, reveals, and somebody came back that we haven't seen in a long time that we were surprised about. It's a lot of fun. So you can see what's in store for us next week. And then 2 weeks from now, we will wrap up The Strange, which is the one Mark's DMs. And then hopefully maybe we'll do this again soon, or we want to try out some other games too, probably. See what you guys think about them. Yeah. All right, like a post-apocalyptic one we might try called Apocalypse World. Somnus and I have been reading about that recently.
I've been reading a lot of Apocalypse World, and I can't help thinking of all the all the scenes from Mad Max, Road Warrior, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah,
Good times ahead.
Yeah, a lot of awesome games out there, folks. And again, if Roll20 is the site we're using here. You can actually see a whole bunch of different games on there, and they have character sheets for a lot of games actually, so it's pretty cool. Already rebuilt. And again, let me give a shout out to what is this here? Let me get this site. But the guys who do the Lady Blackbird, which is 17 Design. It's 17design.com/Lady Blackbird is where you can go, and you can download the PDF that we were using today and see all that good stuff. All right, cool. Let's get some links out before we go. Trip.
Yeah, so I have a fun steampunk web series that would clearly go right along with the theme of the game that we're playing. It's called the League of S.T.E.A.M. You can check us out at leagueofsteam.com or on YouTube at League of S.T.E.A.M. And I also have another really good action series called The Division. And you can actually find us on Amazon Prime now. Just look up The Division web series.
All right, awesome. Yeah, check that out, guys. In the chat, by the way, Madrick says was very enjoyable the game today. He says great first GMing, Jeff. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And let's see here. Listeners May says Lady Blackbird needs some maps. Oh, okay. Like in the Roll 20, yeah.
Who needs a map?
So yeah. Well, maybe we'll work on that for next time. Let's see here. Chris Halley says would love for you guys to do it again. Enjoyed it. Okay, great. Patrick says wearing shitty pants will cockblock almost anyone.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Right.
Chris Hadley also says this was so much fun. We should get maps for next time, though. All right, so there you go. So people like do. I like to know you like the maps. That's good to know. All right, cool. All right, there we go. Great, thanks you guys. I appreciate the feedback. All right, let's see the smart links. Nate.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Yes, on many different social media platforms, I'm known as Uncle Muffles. So, hey, go ahead and hit me up if you want to have a good time, because I will gladly do some voiceover work for narration, acting, and etc., etc. All you have to do is let me know, because all of my work is pro bono. And yes, that rhymed.
Right. And he'll, as he does the voice work, he'll even wear shitty pants if you want.
Wow.
That's dedication.
It takes a lot to pull off or down.
All right, and Somnus.
You can see me here running Monday Night Mayhem, our Dungeons and Dragons Eberron game. There's still many more things to come. They've discovered a great deal this last week, but things are only getting more interesting from here. So, and besides, Rukin is still out there.
So, oh yeah,
Rukin.
Yep.
Definitely join us next Monday.
Cool. Remember, folks, you can actually participate in this game if you want to. I mean, first off, you're participating by chatting, which we love. But if you want to become a Patreon supporter, which is a way you can pledge a monthly amount, any amount you want. But there's different levels. Some of them you can actually play with us. You can come into the games and have fun. And other ones you can create NPCs or create other like story ideas, other stuff that we get to interact with in any of the games we do.
Tons of fun.
Yeah, you can go to patreon.com/supergeekedup or just go to the supergeekedup.com homepage, and that's right there as well. As is all the other shows we do. You can check out my Super Knocked Up series, which is on Amazon as well there. And you can cut all the gaming streams that we have in the past and our DC Action Hour show and all that good stuff. All right, cool. So thank you very much. If you haven't already, please give us a subscription on YouTube, which is youtube.com/supergeekedup. And really awesome if you, hey, everybody tell a friend if you can. Check us out next week. We're trying to get more people. It's always a lot of fun when we actually have quite a few people in the chat today. So it's always fun when we have a lot of people watching and chatting along.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
So we appreciate it. So tell your friends to come check us out. And that's it. All right. So some of you will see Sunday for DC Action Hour. That's 8 p.m. Me and Marks do that Eastern time. And we're talking all the CW superhero shows. And then we'll be back next Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Dungeons & Dragons, as usual. All right, that is it. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you soon. Have fun adventuring. Bye.
Goodbye.